I can't.
I love it. We're doing it. We're talking.
You can't
now.
what?
There was.
You can say anything.
We're about to
We're
tell us a
recording.
story you can't tell us
You're
on.
good.
No, it's a funny story. It was 2 weeks ago.
Who are you telling this to?
Davey. There was a song being sung.
Davey Clemmer?
Yeah.
Hey, Davey.
And
Shout out.
Who's that?
and the song being sung was not the most energetic song. It was like a Holy Spirit song a couple weeks ago. You remember this?
It was a Holy Spirit song.
Davey comes by me. Davey goes, "This one's a real banger, isn't it?"
Was that the breathe on me breath?
I think it was. I think it was that one.
No. Yes.
Yes. He goes, "It was a real banger."
That was a real banger, wasn't it? That was so
That
good.
was such a good line.
That song, by the way, was arranged by Peyton Altman, by the way. That song.
It's a great song.
I love it. Hey, not every song has to be,
A banger.
Yeah, not every song has to be a banger.
Lyrically, it was great. Yeah.
We need some.
It's so funny.
I was trying my best during that because the other song is Holy Spirit. You are welcome in this place, and I'm always leery because it's like we're not just giving the Holy Spirit permission because he can do what he wants.
He don't need permission.
You don't need permission, but Lord, but help us to be welcome to whatever you do. I tried to figure. I don't know if I do.
The balance.
You don't know if you like the balance?
No. I don't. I tried to communicate that concept verbally before the song started, because I know there's people in there going, well, "Holy Spirit does what He wants."
The only email I've ever gotten after preaching early. Well, that's not true. After leading worship, though, when I was doing it a little bit, when me and you were kind of rotating off, is I said something before we sang, "Holy Spirit, you're welcome here."
Yes.
And I did the same thing, and they were not happy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
interesting. It was a good email. I mean, it was a good back and forth.
Tell me what you said, because I'm curious.
Because
I want to mark it.
I'm stealing it from.
You're good with those transitions, bro.
You're better than you give yourself credit.
I know, and you say that every time, and maybe I'm fishing for that. But
maybe I'm fishing.
So good.
Maybe I'm looking for a compliment.
But I'm not. I just thought I was
feeling kind of
to
low.
say that because the other day when you filled in, the music was great. You did great singing, and I was like, that's such a good connection with stuff. And I was like, that's really awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
No, I think I heard someone say, you can be all of us have experienced before where you've been in a room, but you were not welcome in that room.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you were in there, but you could just tell the vibe was like, I wish this dude wasn't here right now. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And so it's almost more the way I've said it because it's not my. I love that we're in this 2 minutes in. It's not my favorite song. I don't think it's a bad song.
No.
It's not my favorite song. Right. I don't think it's a bad song, but I do think it's more of a hot posture for ourselves.
Yes, right.
Like Holy Spirit,
it's
you
a
are
prayer.
welcome to move in my life.
It literally is us praying, saying, Father, because it's like a prayer we do together. Here we go.
Yeah.
Can we, as a congregation, say whatever you want to do, Holy Spirit, we want to be welcome.
Yeah, because that's a crazy.
And funny you said that. I want you to feel welcome here because you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's more of a. You're not telling him that he needs permission to come.
Right.
Like he does. He can do what he wants.
That's right.
But it's that tension in the Bible, man. Of like Mark chapter 6, right, where Jesus is in his hometown. And the Bible says he can't do any miracles there, which is crazy that the Bible says I think that's what it says. He literally, I don't want to misquote that because that's a big quotation, but it literally says.
Because of their unbelief. That's what it says.
Yeah,
so he can't move because of their unbelief.
That's what it says.
Interesting. That's good.
Yeah, Mark chapter 6, verse 5. And he could do no mighty work there, except that he laid his hands on a few sick people and healed them. I love that. Couldn't do a mighty work, but he healed some people. You know?
Comparison to what he could have done.
And he marveled because of their unbelief. It's like there is something.
So he marveled because of their unbelief. He was able to do stuff, but no mighty works there.
Yeah, there is something to our hearts being welcoming to the Lord moving in our life, which is kind of a cool.
But he went among the villages teaching. There you go.
Yeah.
Still talking.
Yeah.
Just because he couldn't do miracles, he said, I'm still going to bring the word.
You know what song in my own personal study this morning I was kind of hating on a little bit?
Let's just bash some songs.
Let's do it. Let's Ben Carter. I'm having lunch with Ben Carter tomorrow. He would love this section. I was messing with him the other day. And I'm going to give, bring me back to that in a second. But I was, we're in John 10 tomorrow night. Where Jesus he says the famous statement, I and the Father are one, right? And they pick up stones to stone him. And what Jesus says, and this is such a paraphrase, but Jesus is basically saying, like, guys, I'm not just saying stuff. Like, I have the works to prove it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, John 5, this happens. John 10, this is happening. Like my works are bearing witness to the fact that I am who I say I am, you know? And I was thinking about this song that I used to love, and I still do. My take on Southern gospel music has always been like if a Southern Gospel comes out with an album, like 9 of the 12 songs, I'm like, yeah. 3 of the 12, I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good song.
That's a pretty good song.
And one of those was Greater Visions. He'd have still been God. He'd have still been God.
Even
You know,
if
so-
No.
So it went so fast. It was Steve was singing it. It's like he'd have still been God even if he never come the storm on the raging sea.
Oh, it
That
goes
was-
fast like
yeah,
that?
yeah. And then it's he'd have still been God even if he never caused a blinded eye to see. He'd have still been God even if he never brought a crippled man to his feet. It's not about what he did. It's all about who he was. Cause even if he never done another single miracle, then Jesus would have still been God. But then I was thinking about this song this morning. Is that true? Sure, but the problem is Jesus did a lot of those things. You know what I'm saying? And it's like his works are in accordance with what he's doing.
That's right.
Which so it's just funny. Anyway, though, I told Ben, and he shout out to Ben Carter and Cooper Marbury on the podcast today. They didn't know they're going to shout out. I told them, and I can say this on the pod because I said that to them privately and publicly, is see if you agree with this, Steve. I feel like every middle and high schooler that gets in worship, like ministry, and they start leading on stuff, there's a cycle that is tale as old as time. That's what I said. And shout out to Silas Cox the other day. I said shout out to Bell, tale as old as time, and Silas Cox goes, "Oh, Justin, actually Mrs. Potts says that." But that's true.
I love that.
It was amazing. And
for more reasons than that.
It is it's the tale as old as time where you get into worship, ministry, and you start leading, and it's like whatever the relevant hit band is, you love it. That's it. And so I probably would it be like Elevation right now, like their music. Oh yeah. But then you lead for like a year or two, and then you get like, nah, man, I need some like deep track stuff that's not like get me out of the mainstream.
Get me out of the shallow end.
Yeah, get me out of the mainstream. And so then it's like this like revert to like whoever like most churches are singing is like you don't like them as much.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like your default now is not liking Christian music.
And I was joking with Ben. They still like Christian music, but I was joking with Ben and Cooper on that.
They're still saved.
Dude, all the shout outs. See, Silas got a shout out, Davey got a shout out, Ben Coop got a shout out.
I love that.
Who else can we shout out?
Love those guys, man.
Shout out producer Tim back here.
Yes.
Shout out timestamper Josh over here.
So we're dual produced.
Dude,
we're such a thing. We have 2 producers.
We have arrived.
This is a dual production.
This
you
is a
guys
dual
are going to get
production.
credits for
We
it.
are not important enough to have this.
No, we're not.
I love it.
But I'm glad we do.
This is great. Did you get any
great.
questions? Did you get any questions?
No.
You didn't get a single one?
Not
I got
this go
some.
around.
Tell the young adults to step up their game, man.
Not this go around.
I think it caught them by surprise.
I didn't get a thing.
This one seemed to come fast.
It
This
did.
one
It did a
came-
little bit.
This one
This
came
one came a little
faster than
fast.
Did a little. We're like a week early.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's okay.
I like it.
Why? I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why not? We're a week early. Two qualifications. We don't know the questions.
Don't.
Kind of do because I have.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at them now, but it's the first time.
And then 2 is there's no time limit. Let's go.
Let's
Brad's
do
so
this.
excited because I had a lunch appointment that just got canceled. So now I'm free to go to
So
all
now
day.
I will be leaving.
All day.
He is-
I will be leaving.
So
Do
Brad
this
is
all
texting.
12,
Brad is
15.
texting people to send him some questions real quick.
Hey, we could get a
No,
lunch.
there was.
we need to get a
I
lunch
remember
group going.
there
That's what we need
were-
to do. We need to
there
get a
were
lunch group.
few that I had
Yeah.
from like a while back that I completely. Dude texted me.
Good.
And I did not.
And so
we
he
didn't
doesn't
ask
listen
him.
anymore.
And this was like back in.
And he doesn't listen
Maybe
anymore
June or
because you didn't read
I
his
mean,
questions.
you're going back to June or July.
He goes, "Hey, questions for the next podcast."
I love it.
And I didn't ask him on the next podcast.
Shout-
I forgot.
hey,
And then I
shout-
thought about this past week. I
hey,
was like, "Yo, I should pull these out."
This is mine. Hey, shout out to Amy Jo.
Yeah.
Are you listening to this?
Another
podcast?
shout out. How many shout outs can we give? I love it. That's amazing. I want to give a shout out to my guy. I won't say his name. I don't want to out him. But remember, there was a question last time we recorded on the rapture happening September 24th or 25th.
Yep.
Boys, we're still here. We're still here. We made it.
I'm glad I did
We,
not buy
uh,
a ticket
we-
because they would have canceled that.
Left you at the
Because they
station.
canceled that flight. I heard they canceled that.
It wasn't even delayed. It
Well,
was
dude,
just
it's
flat
like-
out canceled.
Sorry, not gonna do it.
I just loved it. When he asked that question, I had not heard about that.
I hadn't either.
And then I saw that African prophet everywhere.
But
like
here's the
after
thing.
that.
But didn't he? I have not thoroughly investigated this.
You mean the
But
African false prophet?
Yes.
Yeah, that false
who,
prophet, that's
who
better.
has now come out? Am I right? Somebody said now he's actually starting a cult where he's the.
All I
the
heard,
guy.
I saw a little clip. where
Join
he
up,
was-
boys.
he was on a podcast or interview like the day after, and the person was like, "So elephant in the room," like they're still, and he
He's
didn't
like,
back
You're
down.
still here, bro.
And
All I know is he didn't back down.
That's
I don't
the
know,
secret. Don't
I
back down.
I don't know
Keep
how
going.
he, I don't know how he spun it, but he didn't back down. So,
It's an elephant. Whoa!
But we're still here. We're still here. So, anyway, we should get a lunch group going. I'm gonna have to get that text around 10:30.
Man, those elephants are dangerous.
We are gonna get a lunch group going. That's a good. That's the Lord providing a way out from my meeting.
Jehovah.
All right, let's just start diving in on how long.
Let's go.
If Jesus signed up,
Never did another miracle.
Any question that starts with that makes me crazy.
Okay, this is a fun one. If a Jesus signed Bible was on auction, how much would you pay for it?
That's a great.
What a question. What a question.
A Jesus signed Bible.
Shout out to Blake friends. What a question. I'm gonna give as many shout outs.
Hey, I would say this. I wouldn't pay for it because salvation is free. Okay.
Let's go.
Amen. Amen.
So good. So good. If a Jesus signed Bible. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if the word.
Well, it depends on what translation it is, first.
Hey,
Is it the extra special
Didn't
version?
Jesus sign the Bible
Like, what are we
anyway?
Is it the nearly
What-
inerrant version?
What
What'd you say?
translation is it?
What translation? That'd be the one.
You know what I'm saying?
Which one did he sign?
Yeah. That lets us know which one he prefers.
It's King James for sure, right?
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
The king ain't on it. The king
good-
ain't in it, brother.
Hey, the King James Bible is a good translation.
I never heard that one. That was
Yeah,
good.
I never heard
That was good. If the king ain't on it, the king
king
ain't
ain't
in
in
it.
it.
I disagree with it. That was good. That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah. I don't know. I've honestly said never thought about
Never
that
thought
question
about
before.
that.
Yeah.
Jesus on a book signing tour.
I'm not. I will say this.
I
I'm
feel
not
like if I wouldn't put money up towards
No.
it, but like I feel like if that actually was a thing, dude, that thing would probably go for like millions upon millions.
Millions.
Like there'd be some like really
Billions.
rich guy out there who'd be
It
like,
would be-
dude,
Oh,
I want to
dude.
add
Would
that
it-
to my collection.
Would it be in the Bible Museum? Probably.
They have
Yeah,
to-
probably.
Those Home Depot guys. There's a Home Depot or no? Hobby Lobby. Those Hobby Lobby guys. They got a lot of money.
What? No, what are you talking about?
The Museum of the Bible. The
That's
Museum
true.
of the Bible.
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby owns it.
Is there a connection to Hobby Lobby?
Isn't that the connection?
Hobby Lobby, they're Christians.
Look that up. Look that up.
I think that
we,
is.
we got two producers. We can find it.
That's
Someone can
good.
find it.
Josh, the
Is that-
looker up. This
is
is
that-
awesome.
That felt so random.
That
It
did.
was-
That's.
it
I
was-
was very confused.
It would be in the Museum of the Bible. Hobby Lobby would probably buy it. We
Just
can go
Google
see it.
Museum for Bible,
So
Hobby
how much,
Lobby,
see
how
what
much
Hobby
would you
Lobby-
pay? How much would you pay for it? No, I could just pay a couple dollars and go see it anytime I wanted to see it.
Okay, I like that.
It's like you own it.
Oh,
I'm not a big.
You know what I mean?
On a different note, but not really. I'm not a big autograph guy.
me either.
What?
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
That's amazing.
Hobby
Fact
Lobby
check.
owns
That's
the
so good,
Museum of the Bible. That's
Fact check.
amazing.
And it's one of the greatest. It's one of the. I've heard it's a really good museum.
So Hobby Lobby owns Museum of the Bible.
yes,
The Green
the,
family.
The Green family. We love you,
Wow.
Green family.
Wow, man,
Listen, I'm learning new stuff.
that's amazing. That really is incredible.
That's good stuff.
That makes you just want to go get some Hobby Lobby stuff right now.
That is good stuff. Go contribute.
That's
wow.
amazing.
I learned something new right there. No, I'm not a big autograph guy. Like if someone gives me, like shout out to a former student or no, current student. They're still underneath group. One of them's current, another one's former. They gave me a Steve Smith signed football, and I love it. It's in my office. I think it's so cool. Like I love the Panthers, like Steve Smith, all that stuff. I'm not gonna wait in a line for hours to get a Steve Smith. Like it's like I love it. It's a really cool thing, but like. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like
Because I'm sitting here going, I don't know, would I wait in line for a Caitlin Clark autograph? I might would get it.
Yeah, Steve's a cart guy.
Dude, Caitlin Clark.
She's a vibe, man.
Well, here's
I
the
like
thing,
Caitlin
because
Clark.
she's doing good, but the thing is she's been out, and
Yeah,
her team's
she's
doing
hurt.
good, so she's going to have to figure her junk out. Because
Oh,
they're
shit.
winning without her. She needs to get
That
in the
only
system.
means
Imagine what
that
they could do with her.
That's what I'm saying. I only mean
But
that she comes back.
the theory is that's the problem.
Yeah.
She pulls so much
Are you a
energy.
WNBA guy?
Since Caitlin
Everyone watches women's sports, Justin.
Everyone does.
Everyone watches
know,
women's.
man.
Haven't you seen the
But
T-shirt?
I would say I don't
Haven't
watch
you
it.
seen the campaign?
Clark, I only keep up with it, but I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah,
Because-
of course you
Yeah,
don't.
I kept up with it when she was playing.
Yeah,
Now I
but
just
she's not
don't.
playing. I'm
Yeah.
full disclosure, I'm not a WNBA fan. I started watching the WNBA when she got in there.
Yeah, I'm with you. If she was on TV, I was watching.
Yep.
Yeah.
Must see TV.
Must see.
Caitlin Clark effect,
Caitlin
man.
Clark.
I love it. Speaking of Jesus, what's a question? I did.
We
I
were talking
don't know.
about Caitlin Clark. You can't. You're not. I'm not letting you get away with that transition. We're not letting you get away with that one.
I was going back to the sign Bible. I was going to the sign Bible.
Speaking of, wait a minute. We're talking Caitlin Clark. We're talking women's sports.
I think Caitlin loves Jesus. I hope she does.
Yeah, that was bad. That was my bad.
If you don't, Caitlin, come to Jesus.
I walked right into that
That's
one.
right.
I walked right into that one.
That's good.
What question, if any, this is a cool question. I never thought about this. What question, if any, do you wish someone would have asked Jesus during his ministry, but didn't that we have record of?
Ooh,
That's a cool question.
That's a really
It's like
good question.
that's like a modern twist on what question would you ask Jesus when you get to heaven?
Yeah, it is.
It's more like, hey,
Yeah, it's like what do you just?
what would you have?
That might be an all timer for me. Like that's a really good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with none because the Bible's sufficient as it is, brother. Amen. No, I'm kidding.
Period.
I don't know. I really don't know. It's a great question. I'm stumped.
Wow.
That's a really good question. I mean, like really, really good.
What question would you ask?
I think like I don't know. Maybe could you give me just like in a like just a paragraph the relationship of the Trinity?
You would ask him that.
I think that
That's
would
what
be,
that's what somebody would be thinking.
Well, I'm saying like I wish
the
someone
logical
would have.
conclusion is question.
Well, I mean, because
he's God.
Because like
He is
with
God.
the Trinity, we have a lot of like verses and passages that like fit together to form our understanding and view of that, right?
Yes.
I think it would be like obviously we have the baptism of
Because
Jesus
you'll
where
have
the
some folks
Father
that
and the
say
Son
there's
and
no
Spirit.
Trinity said. The word Trinity's not in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yes. Neither is lawnmower, but we use it.
Yeah, it's like in like I mean in John like in John
like
10 like in John 10 like I and the Father
Neither is
are one,
lawnmower.
right? I think that would be just a like hey Jesus, like can you just explain like just in a paragraph, just like how would he describe that? I think that'd be a good question.
The Trinity.
Is that weird?
In other
or is
words,
that too
Jesus,
deep?
how would you describe your relationship
With your spirit and with your Father.
Father, Spirit, and all of you are one? Can you please explain that?
I think that's a good one.
Yeah. And here's the thing: when you look at his conversations in Scripture, he's always most of the conversations we get recordings of is him kind of playing Jedi with the people who are trying to trick him.
He's like, what's the heart of it? What are
What's
you
the heart
getting
of
to?
it?
Yeah.
But really, to have a conversation like that, and then him just teach the truth of it.
Yeah.
But during that time in Scripture, I love the thing he's doing with. It's not yet time for you to know that I'm that guy.
Sure.
But I'm that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that'd be a cool one.
Yeah,
That's my answer.
That's a good one. That's a good one. What do you think, Brett?
It's good.
What do you think?
I don't know.
That's a really good question.
That's a great question.
That's a really good question.
I mean, Steve. Maybe Steve will inspire me. Justin.
I don't know. I mean, something. Even,
I thought mine was good.
so I think a legitimate question is he's the kingdom, because we're Matthew, so
Okay.
full disclosure.
We're Matthew in life groups right now.
Yeah,
And we did Kingdom at camp.
Kingdom at camp. So the kingdom. He kept talking about the kingdom, and so in that context, there was already an established understanding of what a kingdom was, and he was the kingdom is here, and Jesus help me understand how
does
what
that
I'm
work?
seeing
Yeah.
versus what I know. But you're using the language of what I know. Jesus, tell me how this thing's working out, because this kingdom doesn't look like it's going to get to this. So help me understand this.
Yeah.
I want to follow you, and I believe you. The kingdom has come, because you sound like a man who tells the truth. You sound in your wonders, and you're doing. So tell me how this works.
Yeah.
And probably I would say, and Jesus, can't you understand how people are kind of wanting to put you in that category, because that's all they know.
Yeah.
Because that's a reality. It was like an upside down kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
He was coming in and like, and everybody's going, what kind of kingdom is this? And now the king is getting killed.
He's a topsy-turvy king.
Yeah, he's topsy-turvy king.
Yeah.
He's a topsy-turvy.
You read that one?
No, but it sounds
I'm telling you, you need
great.
to read that book.
It's good.
Man. It's a little kid's book.
But here's the thing. But in reality, now that we know from this side, that is true kingship.
Yes.
Jesus is true kingship.
Yeah.
Everything else that we've experienced in reality is really just a pseudo,
Amen.
false.
Come on.
So just you would say can you a better explanation?
Help
Not
me
a
understand.
better explanation of the kingdom, but
Just
or
explain.
maybe-
Knowing what I know, can you help me understand what is happening here?
Yeah, I think to piggyback off that, not to change. I think it'd be in that line. It would be for me theologians talk about the already not yet of the kingdom. Like, can you relieve that tension for me? How is it
Yes.
already? but how is it also not yet?
And
You know what I'm
maybe
saying?
if the Pharisees led with Jesus, if you could relieve the tension of the text.
That could have helped.
What was your question?
I don't have one.
You gotta give one. Come on, man.
I don't. I really don't. Yeah, I don't have a question.
I bet you I know the question.
Are you stumped? Like, is it
Wait.
like?
It's I've never thought about it, and I can't let my mind go there.
I'll let you go
Because
there.
I don't have
let
anything.
me save Brad.
Yeah,
Let
Like
me
I'm
save
one of
Brad.
the ones like if somebody said like Brad, what was one question that you would ask Jesus when you get to heaven? Do you know what I'm gonna say?
I don't know.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
But here's the question I think he's thinking, and it's this: Goldfish or Cheezits?
Is that the question?
That's a question. Thank
That's
you.
a-
Good.
that's a-
Good
That's a good segue.
transition,
That's a good
dude.
segue. I still
That's
think it's
really
lame
good.
you didn't answer. You got to answer by the end of it.
I'll pray for me.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe I'll figure
I
something.
don't have though. I don't have one like everyone's like. I can't wait to get to heaven and ask God this. I don't have one like
I don't
that.
have that.
I
Yeah, I don't
got
have
off the top
one
of
that
my
I
head.
wish people would ask.
And I cringe a little bit when people say that, but I understand what they're doing. But I still go,
Maybe.
yeah, you're like you're gonna have an audience with the king.
I really don't know. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Yeah. You could ask like, what? Like, I don't know. It's a great question. Was that really a Cheezits
Goldfish or Cheezits?
Is that really a question?
Neither. I'm
Question.
dairy free, man.
That was my first silly question.
Neither. I'm dairy free.
You're dairy free
Mm-hmm.
You
now, or have been always? How long have you been dairy free?
Dude, for like 5 years.
Has it helped?
Yeah.
Can I say a funny story? I remember
Yeah,
the first
please.
time Brad told me that, and I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Dairy upsets my tummy," and I got really uncomfortable that a 30-year-old man used the word tummy.
No, no, I thought you were gonna bring up. When,
It was very awkward.
no, remember when we went to get breakfast one day and they asked me. They said, like as I said, I want 2 eggs and hash browns. She goes, no meat. I said, no, ma'am, I'm a liberal.
I forgot about that.
That's on the record.
Yeah, dude. I was so funny, dude. I was so funny. She just looked at me like,
She
what?
was like, "What is this guy doing?"
I was like, ma'am, I'm just messing around. We
that a first watch? Is that
We
what
were
it
no,
was?
we were like no, we were
Where
out in
at?
friggin' like we went to Piedmont. So we were at like just rural
What were we
area.
doing at Piedmont?
We went to like a FCA
Oh, we went to
thing,
FC yes.
and we
Oh,
went
it's so
we went to
funny.
a little country diner.
With the
and
country
I
grill.
said, no, ma'am, I'm a liberal. She looked at me like she was gonna kick me out the restaurant.
Like no cell phones, no liberals, please.
I thought it was
country,
so good,
the
dude.
country grill. That's where they already have a Trump 2028.
Exactly.
banner.
That's where
yeah.
And that's where the dude almost ran. He set him out of business for a couple
Yes,
days. He
that's
ran
exactly-
through the
that's
building.
it.
Bro, that
place.
was
That's the
nuts.
place.
Yes.
That was crazy.
But he wasn't doing it because of Trump. He just was. He lost his mind for a second.
Dude,
I think he had a stroke.
have I told that story on the podcast? That was crazy. That was unbelievable.
I know the story. I don't think you may have not told it.
I mean, just in 10 seconds, me and Eli Blaylock, we were sitting there in the country grill just eating. Have you heard this story? We're in
This
the
is a
country
great
grill
story.
eating breakfast, just talking. And we were there for longer than we probably should have been. And we got done, we paid, and we walked outside, and we're standing outside the country grill just talking. And next thing you know, this car pulls in. He's going probably like 5 miles an hour, like pulling into like where you go to the park. Like you park right at the door. And like it went in slow motion for me. I was like, that dude's not stopping. Dude runs into the country grill. I mean, runs into the building. And me and Eli like
Yeah,
look at each other. I was
tell
like, what?
tell
So
him
we're
the
like,
best part of the story.
oh, bro. So we run up to the car,
Yeah.
and it's his old man. Cause
He was out of- he was
well,
kinda out of
honestly, what I first thought, this is hilarious. I thought it was like some like redneck feud, and this guy's ticked at the country grill, and he's running his car. That was like, that's crazy to think. That was my first thought, but it really was. But then as we got to the car, we saw it was an old man, so we knew it wasn't that, and he was just very confused, very disoriented. We got him in reverse, and so he's going backwards, right? And I mean, if you've never been to the country grill, for those who don't know, like backwards is 6:01, and it's 8:30
Yeah, you
in the
don't wanna
morning.
go
I mean, it
backwards.
is. Yeah, he's going backwards, and I'm with him ahead. I'm like, if he doesn't turn his car, like this dude's gonna get like T-boned. He's gonna get creamed. And he finally turned his car, and we were probably a couple feet away from 6:01. And so I opened the door, and I'm like, "Sir, are you okay?" And literally, first words out of his mouth, he had a dog at his feet.
Yeah.
The driver had a dog at his feet, like a little,
With the
like a
gas
little
pedals.
dachshund. And he said, "Oh," he said, I'm good. Just make sure they got my bacon and eggs ready for me.
Ladies and
Dude
gentlemen.
had no idea.
That
He just ran into the building.
restaurant. Yeah.
He ran into the
Yeah.
restaurant. It was nuts.
Or he had the idea, but that was a great save.
It was.
Yeah, no, dude.
Like, totally
little do you
just-
know, he's screwing you at this point.
He's like, just as long as I got my
Dude, it
eggs
was
and bacon,
it was
I'm good.
wild, bro. It was. Like truly, I can't believe I was there when that happened.
You were
It
there.
was
You
me
were
and
there
Eli.
at the moment.
That is very
Wow.
good.
I'm a Goldfish guy.
Yeah, I'm a Goldfish guy.
That guy
Yeah, if I was a
had the
goldfish-
memory
yeah.
of a goldfish.
Back
at
in the
that
day,
time.
Goldfish
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
You
Goldfish.
know,
Are you
yeah,
Cheezits or
Goldfish.
Goldfish? What do you?
Goldfish. I'm Goldfish.
Goldfish. I like it. That was a great segue, Steve. That was good.
Just learning from the best.
Now we can say back to Jesus.
Back to Jesus.
Because this kind of goes with what I was saying. This would be something. Be great to explain.
Okay.
This would be a great question.
Break
so,
it
Brad,
down,
maybe
Steve.
you want to take and ask this one.
Okay.
Jesus was 100% God
That's right.
and 100% man.
That's right.
What's the theological term for that? Do you know it off the top of your head?
The hypostatic union.
Hypostatic union. Good for
Yeah.
you. 100% God, 100% man. While he walked on this earth.
Yep.
Did he know everything as God growing up on earth, or not until after the cross when he was glorified?
That's a good question,
It's a great question.
Great question,
Brad.
Steve.
Now you got out of answering the last one, so you got to ask that one.
Well, the answer is no. He did not.
He did not know
He
everything.
did not know everything. growing up.
Explain.
Well, there's several passages of scriptures that one can refer to. Philippians, he emptied himself, right? So he didn't strip off.
himself of knowledge though?
Yeah, he did. He did actually, because while he was on earth, he says like there are times that not even I know, only the Father knows. He would say stuff like this when he was on earth. There was one more that my mind was going to. He had to be perfected in wisdom. That's what Scripture says. So he had to grow in knowledge and understanding and wisdom. But at the same time, he had so much because he's 12 years old in the temple, schooling all the rabbis. So no, I mean I don't think he knew.
So then the logical question would be: is that obviously it's not a problem? Whatever Jesus is and was, and how they related to each other, the divinity and humanity while he was walking on earth. Here's the problem, students. There's no problem in that.
That's right.
Any issue we have is totally our issue. So when we try to conflate our issue to make it there was no problem in how it worked, however it worked.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then that would be, how would you address then people who would say, well, so he didn't know, so then was he not? How would you still consider him 100% God at the same time that he was 100% man? If he didn't know those things.
Hang on.
I'm looking up all kinds of verses. So
Yeah.
Philippians 2, he emptied himself. Well, let's just go back. Have this mind amongst yourselves, which is yours in Christ Jesus, who though was in the form of God, did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped, but he emptied himself by taking the form of a servant.
What verse are you on?
That's verse 7.
I'm going too fast, sorry.
I think you could logically get there. I've never thought about that verse as an example of like
He
emptied himself of knowledge. But I guess maybe you could. But I've never thought about.
I don't
the
like
answer.
saying empty himself of knowledge because then it sounds like he's dumb.
Right.
Say
Yeah.
he emptied himself of omniscience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Say
I
that.
I
think
like-
that's better.
Or
I
did
think
he
that's
empty
more-
himself of the glory of the divinity that he
He certainly did
lived
that.
That's what I.
He certainly did
That's
that.
what I think. That's what I
certainly
think
did that.
Philippians 2 is at. But I love the Luke 2 reference. I looked at which to see that specific. Luke 2 verse 52 says, "And Jesus increased," which means to do
Luke
the flip
2,
of that.
Go
He
slow.
was not perfect to begin
Luke
with.
2:52. Well, I wouldn't
knowledge.
use he. Yeah,
Or complete. He wasn't complete.
wasn't complete in
He wasn't-
knowledge,
Yeah.
but he was perfect.
Yeah.
That's where. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where it's like theological conversations. Like the words used are so important.
It is.
It's so important. But Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature, and in favor with God and man. So if he increased in wisdom, that means at some point he was lower in wisdom.
Yes.
Because if you're going to increase,
Well, let's think about this, because I just thought about this. So Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. So Jesus' increase in wisdom and stature also was given a thumbs up by
Yeah.
God,
Yeah. Well, and then it's
which is a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because he would not be, because I would say this, would it be logically, I don't know the word, would it make sense to say also, if he didn't grow in wisdom and stature, was he truly human? He has to grow in wisdom.
Yeah. That's part of the human experience. Matthew 24:36. Jesus
Matthew
talking about
24.
yes. He's talking about the Son's return here. I just pulled it up. Concerning that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only. So there are things clearly that Jesus himself stated I'm not even
What verse was that again?
aware of.
That was verse what?
Matthew 24, verse 36.
36. There we go.
Which again goes back to my question, like, Jesus, can you just like give me a summary synopsis?
Well, and then there's one thing I want to say.
And so here's the question: Would his humanity have to grow in understanding what that is?
in understanding what the Trinity is.
Yeah.
You know, there's one.
Think about that.
Yeah,
I don't. Just,
there's one verse that
the magnitude of the true
yeah
living. Maybe that's the thing of he literally had to grow in stature of understanding who he really was.
You think so?
I don't know about that. Yeah.
I think he was.
I love the thought.
I'm not trying to be. I'm just like think about that.
Yeah.
We don't know.
No, I think my rebuttal. I love the point. I was actually convicted by this a couple weeks ago. Thinking about the podcast, I feel like we need to do better at like getting more Bible into. You know what I'm saying? Like just I love we're doing it.
But the downside is we don't see these questions.
Sure. Yeah.
So we are doing it.
Yeah.
On the
But I would say my comeback to that would be, and I need to look in Luke, but like. Man, when Jesus like is in the temple as a 12-year-old,
yeah,
he's like, "Yo, I'm with my Father's house." Like he seems like he's very aware when he's 12.
But that doesn't go against what I said, because at the basic level he realized his Father. That's kind of he probably figured that out way before that. But the thing is, that's kind of like he's your Father. Okay, he's the Father.
Yeah,
you're saying did he understand that he was the Messiah?
I don't know.
Oh, dude, this is fun. No, I don't think he had.
You don't think he understood?
I don't think he had to grow in that understanding.
You think he had that?
I think he had that.
So you think when he acknowledged, and this is the earliest account that he tells us in Scripture, is when he said, "I had to be about my Father's." Well, here's the thing. Then, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I have to be about my Father's
business.
And the business of the Father was to save the children of God.
That's right.
Holy crud.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So did the young Jesus knew he was the? Wow.
Did the boy Jesus?
Because his business was, I'm saving the world.
Yeah.
9 pound.
And Jesus.
6 ounce baby Jesus. Did he know?
Come on.
That's what's crazy. Like, did Jesus have to learn 2 + 2? I think he did.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
I
think
Jesus,
that's crazy.
So
dude.
you said you want to bring more Bible.
Did Jesus?
You were about to go somewhere.
Bring more Bible.
Come on.
I'm going to bring more Bible.
But go slow because I need to.
This is because here's the thing.
I love this.
I came across this recently. It's this history book. This is a book I referred to in the last podcast. Amazing Grace, like the story of first 2,000 years of Christianity by Paul Zoll. And he's talking about how during the century, because like Islam took over.
It did.
Like, by the way, like it absolutely took, like Christians were converting to Islam.
Because they wanted to live.
Because
they wanted to live.
But while this was happening, one of the big things that was happening, the church was arguing about the Trinity. They were arguing about the Trinity while this was taking place. And one of the points that he makes is like, hey, maybe and he's like, look, I'm not saying that was a bad argument. Like, the church benefited greatly from that. But the practical relevance for that, as opposed to focusing on, like, the incarnation of Christ, because the incarnation leads directly to salvation. Trinity is just really lofty. It's like very lofty stuff, right? And he was like, hey, like, perhaps we kind of we're shooting at the wrong target for a season there, which led to and I think he's in part right. But what I was going to read was this verse, because this is very true. This is Psalm 131 verses 1 through 3. It's literally the only 3 verses in the psalm. But honestly, this is a verse that, like, passage that comes to my mind all the time whenever I find myself getting like into thoughts about God that are way too deep. This is what the word says. O Lord, my heart is not lifted up. My eyes are not raised too high. I do not occupy myself with things too great and too marvelous for me. There are things too great and too marvelous for us to understand, right? Is some of it is it fun? Yeah.
Completely.
But can it be a waste of time, a lot of it? Let's be honest. Yeah. Verse 2, but I have calmed and quieted my soul. Like a weaned child with its mother, like a weaned child is my soul within me. And then verse 3, O Israel, hope in the Lord from this time forth and forevermore. I love that.
Yeah,
I
that's good.
absolutely love that.
That's good.
Because I think that's particularly helpful for those to whom we minister. Because there's a lot of, like, because Steve, you allude to it frequently where you're like, this doesn't mean that there's a problem with Jesus and with the Bible. It's with our understanding.
Right.
And I think it's important because the Word even says, hey, there are things too great, too marvelous for us.
And isn't that great?
Yeah, that it gives us that precedent of like, hey, and even like, you know, when Peter talks about Paul's writings and he's like, hey, there's some stuff in there,
love
man,
that verse.
that's just way too deep, way too hard to understand.
Yeah.
And it's just very encouraging because it's like, all right, in light of that, does that mean that we don't strive to understand? No, by no means. But it does mean that we understand, hey, like right now, I may not be able to get that.
Because there's a distinct difference between somebody who quotes that verse because they want to stay ignorant because they don't want to do the work.
Yes.
Versus somebody who's doing the work of communing with the Lord and really wanting to know and going,
Yes.
it is wonderful that I can't figure
Yeah,
this
and
out.
that's where the heart is in that psalm is like,
Yes.
it's like, Lord, I want to understand, and then you're frustrated and you're like, you know what, I don't occupy myself with this. This is too great, too marvelous for me. And then in the end, oh, Israel, hope in the Lord, right? So it's like that's the thrust there.
Yeah.
You know, I love that.
It is a fun question to think about, though. It is.
Because think
And
about
I think it's. I would say this. Like, I think it's good. I think it's bad to dwell on it if you get to the point like you were kind of cautioning a second ago, and like just from the beginning of the conversation, like if whatever it is with Jesus, you have to be okay with it, right? Like if it's leading you to a place of like, well, that's a miracle I just can't get behind, then that's not
That's
good.
a problem.
Yeah, it's not good. But I do think there is something to like what we just said, like not flippantly being like, well, I'm not going to understand it, so I'm not going to dwell on it.
Right.
Like I think there is something to dwelling on it.
Oh,
And,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
because I think that's where, because the verse was in my mind. So not trying to backtrack, but it was just in my head, and it was in John 1, right, where it's like Philip. I think it's Philip brings Nathaniel. I think you can fact check me who it is, and I think Nathaniel was the guy that was like out of Nazareth. I hope I'm getting these
Can
names
anything
right.
good come?
And then Jesus says to Nathaniel, like, "Man, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you."
Yeah.
So it's like Jesus. That's what's crazy, right? It's like we do have glimpses where he certainly is omniscient.
Yeah, he's got more knowledge.
Mark chapter 2. There, Jesus says, "Your sins are forgiven," and it says he perceived that the Pharisees were thinking.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
their
he
head.
knew.
He reads their brain. Like that's what happens there. And so it's like, yeah, man. Like or Lazarus. Like Lazarus has fallen asleep. Lazarus is dead. Like Lazarus is in Bethany.
Yeah.
Jesus is not. He knows Lazarus
knows.
already died.
He knows.
The line that I said a lot when we were walking through Mark is Jesus as he's getting to the cross. He's not a helpless victim. He's an obedient son.
That's
like.
right.
He's not tricked by Judas. He's not. He knows these things.
Right.
But there's also an element to certain things that, out of the words of Jesus, he doesn't know.
Yeah, like you read,
Which is crazy,
you read
man.
John 17. He clearly has like a deep
crazy.
amount of knowledge of events that God sent him to fulfill
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and what would take place at the end. Like he knew all that, but there were stuff like you said
That's
just a second
wild, dude.
ago that he
That's-
didn't know. Selective knowledge.
Yeah.
Kind of like how we have selective hearing as men with our wives,
We
right?
do.
You know what
We
I'm
I
saying?
hope we-
Can you transition to something
Just
fun
in
with that?
general.
I was trying to give you
I mean,
something.
speaking of wives and women,
There
Come
you go.
on.
Let's go, baby. Teamwork.
Makes the dream work.
it was like
That's
two
right,
different.
that's right.
Do you want to stay? Let's do it again. This guy said, had a discussion with my son concerning the music leader role in the church. I discussed the teachings of Paul in 1 Timothy, but I need something more to explain why and I asked him to clarify, is this a First Baptist question or is this like just a lot of churches in general? And he said kind of both in. But I need some more to explain why we have a male in all of our leader roles. And then they said this, which I think is interesting. Backstory, they visited two different churches. So I'm guessing that's family. They visited two different churches, and they have women leading during the service. I'm guessing like women, and I'll let me go back to the text to confirm it's like women worship pastors. And the son said he said it was weird and could not understand how she could do that when it biblically says we don't do that. So I hope that was a lot. I don't know if you can read it again. But it basically is like, need some more help explaining why we have all male leader roles, but then the irony is like in the conversation with family, the family experienced it in a different way. It was like, yeah, it is kind of weird. Like, why do we do that? So it sounds like you already know. It sounds like you already know the answer. Let me read it again.
No, like the family experienced it, and they were like, it's weird that they have women.
That's what they said. He said it was weird and could not understand how she could do it when we biblically say we don't do that.
So in other words, they were
Or maybe why
they
could
were
they
at
do
a
it
place
when
where
we're-
it happened. They were at a place where that was taking place. A woman was kind of taking the leadership, or maybe she was the church assigned her a pastoral role. And he's got, how can they do that when here we don't affirm that here? And he's going, how is that possible in church world?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we're getting right. And then this was a text. So just to clarify, it is the music worship lead, not the pastor preacher of the service. So this is not a lead pastor question.
So now he's asking, is there a difference? Is it allowed for certain roles?
For roles.
Yeah, I think
I think
it's a great question.
Yeah.
It's a great question.
What do you think, Justin?
I think it depends on how you define the worship pastor role to begin with.
Right.
I think. Yeah, I think it depends. Like is it bad? Like, I mean, this past Sunday, like we sang "I Believe," and a girl, I don't know who she was, she killed it. She led that song.
Mm-hmm.
Is that bad?
That's a good question.
I don't think so. Like, I don't personally think so. I know there's some like super like, I don't know if you use the word fundamentalist or not, but like there's some that would say that's a bad thing. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think it's bad. Yeah, no, I don't think that's bad at all. Now, if you're gonna have in your church, in your local body, a worship pastor that you attribute the role pastor to, you give them that title, and then with the title, because you can give anybody a title, but like with the title comes the response. Yeah, you could, but I'm saying you could, and not give them the responsibility that comes with the title. Does that make sense? Like we talked about before. It's like we need to probably redefine it in a lot of ways. Like, what do we actually mean by these words and titles and things like that? But if you're going to give someone the title and the role in the office of worship pastor, and you want them to assume pastoral duties, and you're calling them to do that, then yeah, I think it should be a guy, because I think that's what 1 Timothy 3 says pastors should be.
Right.
Well, it's not that you think that's what it says.
That's exactly
that's what it says. Yeah.
And that's funny you said that, because I was going to say, no, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, can we pull up 1 Timothy 3 just so we can
1 Timothy
just so we
3.
can see it?
Go for it. Qualifications for overseers is the title.
Yeah,
And this is a good question, because I think it's
great.
It's a valuable question, because the organization of the gathering, the church, is it's his bride, so he gets to tell the bride, he gets to design it and tell us how to organize it.
Yeah.
And so we better follow it. I'm not saying we should. There is no should. You have to follow it, or you're disobedient.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's a great question, and what it seems like for them asking this is, totally get that the Bible is clear on, men being lead elders, lead pastors, things like that. Like, totally seems like the Bible is clear on that. What about other roles of pastoral ministry? That's what it seems like they're asking.
Yeah. Do you? That's a fun thought, because it's like, do you think the Apostle Paul envisioned a day when there would be a church that had 16, 17, 25 pastors on staff?
Probably Paul.
Like,
and this was crazy.
Do you think he envisioned a
question.
separate youth
That's
ministry
exactly right.
from a? Do you think he? I don't.
And here's what I would say.
think
Did
he
he, and even if in his wildest dreams, would
Yeah.
he envision that in a church of 16, 17, 20 pastors, only 3 of them actually like preach on Sunday morning?
There's not a rotation or anything
Yeah.
like that. Do you think the Apostle
That's
Paul
a good
envisioned that?
question.
Which I think that's what's interesting.
And just because he didn't envision it or wouldn't have envisioned it doesn't
Yes.
mean it's not a bad
No, it's
thing.
not a bad
Yes,
thing. No.
yes,
I bring that up because I think that then
It's an important
because it's like, because people will say, well, I understand for like a lead elder or a lead pastor why it needs to be a man only, and it's like, well, like, let's not, just because the Apostle Paul didn't envision a world where there was a lead and then like a buttload of other people, just because he didn't envision that doesn't mean that we have the liberty to take what we think he meant for only lead roles, and then now we're like, but he meant that for lead only. And so, like, if you want to be a woman youth pastor, that's fine. Because he didn't have. Some people will say that, and it's like, let's just not stretch it. Let's just say that the role of pastor, and which is interesting too, because I think it was Moeller at like a couple years convincing. He's like, dude, if we have to get to the point where we have to like define pastor again, we're in worse shape than we think we are. Like, that shouldn't be a term that you have to define. Like, that should be like, you would assume it should be. That's assumed that churches would understand what a pastor is, a shepherd. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't need to like go back and lay out a definition for this. It's like, look, dude, if you don't quite get that, I don't think you quite get church just as a whole. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's completely fine if women want to lead worship. I think that's fine. I think that's fun. I think it's not a worship pastor. No, I don't think so. I don't think so as a worship pastor. I think the churches are at their best when men lead. Period.
Yep.
Period. They are at their most.
The question that's happening on podcast world now is why. Because that's the logical question for somebody listening to this answer.
Well, it's just order of creation.
Okay.
Order of creation. That's what Paul does not invoke cultural norms when he but commands that women are to have no authority over men.
That's 1 Timothy 2.
He brings that from the order of creation when God created Adam first and then Eve from him. And so man is supposed to be the leader, right? And people will say, the whole thing about like, well, there were judges who were women in the book of Judges. Well, yeah, but did you see how much of a crap show Israel was at that point in time?
Scholars.
Do you want?
Not
that?
Always like cite Scott, and I can't like quote you like paragraph of commentary here, but it's pretty accepted that the fact that like God had used Deborah is
a judgment.
It's an indictment on how bad Israel.
They're in a bad spot. Man.
And here's what's great. Here's what's great about our sister Deborah and her faithfulness to the word of God.
Yes.
Deborah was the one that said, "How dare you?"
Yeah. She's like, this shouldn't be.
So basically, now
she's in the Hall of Faith too, by the way.
Okay, let's go.
Hebrews 11.
But here's the crazy part. You just mentioned this about 1 Timothy 2. The context of all of 1 Timothy when it comes to leadership roles is the creation account.
Yes.
And so a woman cannot be a pastor the same as a woman cannot be a man.
That's right. Literally. I mean, it's legit the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Same argument.
And so
now, does that mean a woman can't sing?
It does not mean that at all. Does that mean a woman can't
sing, sister?
Because here's the thing.
You know what I'm saying?
And so our sisters should be the ones who say, stop trying to make me a role I'm not supposed to have.
Yeah.
Even to a church that says, no, we want to affirm you by giving you pastor. A woman should, before she jets, because let me explain this. Don't give me the title of a man.
That's right.
Because I'm a woman.
That's right. Respect me.
But no, that was a time thing. What you need to do is lovingly say, I'm leaving this church.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, I would say this is true abuse of women.
Yeah.
It's like taking a woman and saying, I'm going to give you all of the roles of a man because I want you to feel important. And all of those roles that men are supposed to have in the workplace crushes that woman because she's trying to live up to something that's not possible. I'm like, stop doing it.
Yeah.
Let her flourish. Let her flourish where she is.
It produces insecurity in
women. It does.
Because it's saying that, hey, you're only important if you have this man role.
Golly.
And it's like, no, like you're actually important
so
at the role that you have.
So it sounds like Genesis 3. Did God say you were only a woman?
Yeah.
Did God say what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's like, shut up, Satan.
That's good.
And leave me alone.
That's
and
really
then the
good.
men should come in and crush his face.
Yeah, it's really good. That's really good.
Sorry.
No, I love that. That's fantastic.
Because I love my sisters, man, and I don't want somebody to make you think, don't do that, bro. Don't do that.
Yeah, so I appreciated the honesty of their question
Yeah.
And I love the dude. Shout out to the dude. He knows I love it.
You know who you are, listener.
But he said, but I need something more to explain why we have male and female roles.
Oh.
And I would just encourage them and other people. It's like, I think we have 1 Timothy 3. It's so
you don't need anything more.
And so read the text.
We do.
So
but I get where in a culture that we live in, it can be uncomfortable to say that.
Yes.
But like, no, man, like we have the word that's like,
yes.
Pretty clear on this.
And so here's a concept of the word. You guys help form this in a better word because y'all are really good with words. The word of God, inspired by God, is timeless.
That's right.
And timely. In other words, exactly what God said through the inspired writing right here, he means for eternity.
That's right.
It doesn't mean it was effective then, but right now we don't need that. Stop that.
Yeah,
it's effective.
You don't understand the word of God if you
that.
think all of a sudden it changes now because we're in a different culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the I don't know if this is the right use of this phrase, but like the linchpin in that argument is the end of chapter 2 when he stakes it in creation.
That's right.
Yeah,
like
I think
there are there are passages where because of the context we can say like I think that was.
That's
I think there are passages we can say this is a cultural thing that's happening there. I do think those exist.
But there's a principle that comes out that can apply to all cultures.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
The principle's never changing.
Nope.
The application might. But
That's
I
right.
think this is one of those though where because he stakes it in creation,
Yeah.
like-
then okay, well that was true in creation and it's true in Ephesus.
It's
here,
kind of
and
like a
true-
mic drop moment
It
from
is.
Paul. It's like, hey, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it. Case closed.
yeah.
And it's like, there's Tim Keller did this brilliantly because they asked the question. They said something about like, what do you think about women pastors? And a lot of people were like, Keller dodged the question. And he didn't dodge the question. He simply says like, well, if you read 1 Timothy, like Paul is clearly prohibiting something.
Yeah.
What do you think he's prohibiting?
That's a good point.
And it's, in other words, he's saying the burden of proof is on you, my friend. If you think that it's okay for women to be pastors, you need to prove that. This ain't for we got the book, and so like to this person, I don't know who they are, but like the question, might be is like, well, why do you think you need more? Like I understand the whole like, it's just it doesn't feel like it's enough. Particularly, I think it's particularly when you might go to a place where like a woman has the role and she's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like somebody said like, man, I remember this one dude, this was years ago. He's like, man, I thought this woman preacher over at this Methodist church, man, she was killing it, man. She preaches better than most men I know. And I said, look at it. I looked at him. I said, man, I don't doubt that. I was like, just because she can preach doesn't mean she should preach.
That's right.
Because I've heard women Sunday school teachers that are lights
Wonderful.
out,
Yeah, teach
phenomenal.
great.
And it's like, sister, you bring in the word. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that you should be a pastor. Doesn't mean that you should preach or exercise authority over men. Doesn't mean that you should do that. And you should not do that.
Nope.
So, yeah, I mean, that's, I don't know.
I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Yeah, transition it. Come on. Give us something.
Speaking of women,
Yeah! Yep!
all right, I'm just kidding.
I love women!
I mean, they didn't make this.
I love women!
I think a girl asked this. I don't remember. They said I did.
Those people
So-
are listening like, yo, what is he talking about?
So I did laugh at this.
If you know, you know.
I did laugh at this. They said, "Are piercings okay to get?" And then they put in parentheses, "ear piercings,"
Okay.
which I just laughed because
I
I'm
appreciate
like,
that. The
yeah.
clarity.
I mean, listen, someone might be listening to this. Got their tongue pierced. That's wild
That's
to me.
weird.
That's wild. I
don't
don't know.
understand.
I don't understand.
How can you eat? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't either. But that's okay.
We've never
Or
had.
until it's not.
We've had tattoos questions before.
Yeah,
Piercing's
piercing
okay?
question. Why not?
Yes, sure, dude. Get it.
Why? Why are you getting a piercing? That's always the why, man. It's always the why.
Yeah,
if I'm talking to a student and they come and ask me a question, they don't have it yet. I'm like, why are you asking me? What did your parents say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because usually you get to their parents aren't cool with it. I'm
Piercing's
like, you
okay.
can just turn your thinker off, bro. Your parents said no. You don't have to worry about that question anymore.
Are piercings okay?
Your parents said no. You can't get your
Tim, are piercings okay?
I don't know.
Tim, did you refuse to answer that question because of your father?
Yes. My father made it very clear.
Yes,
No
me
tattoos.
too. Me too.
No piercings.
If I
My dad-
do, then I'll be missing body parts.
You might
get your ear pierced,
get-
son.
cut
you better
that thing
enjoy
off.
that ear. We're
Exactly,
written right.
I might be like the guy where Peter cuts off the guy.
Malchus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And your daddy cut your ear off and be like, I hope Jesus gonna come and heal it because I'm fine with the one ear.
I'm done with it.
I will love a one-eared son just as much as I love the two-eared son.
This is my boy with 2 ears.
That's my boy.
This is my boy with 1 ear. Tim, why don't you go ahead and tell him the story, son, about how we had to cut your ear off.
So what happened was,
What happened? Yeah, I think it's the motivation behind why
Yeah, I
you
agree.
want to get it
I agree.
done.
Well, culturally, man, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
big
yeah.
difference. Like, I think of males.
Yeah.
Not a lot of like. I'll be just beyond. Not a lot of white dudes have pierced ears. A lot of black dudes do,
Mhm, yeah.
and it's completely like. It even looks different.
It does.
Like
Yeah.
it's wild how like it even looks like it looks better.
That's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
It's kinda
and
interesting.
it what's crazy too. I remember I had a professor at Southeastern. He was talking about like getting married, and he was like, "Yo, like, be careful like who you marry, like culturally, because that stuff makes a difference."
It does.
And he talked about how his son married somebody who was Hispanic, and dude, they pierced the baby's ears like the first. I don't even know how many. That might be like first year of life. They pierce like the baby's ears if it's a girl. And the dude was just like, there's no way we're doing this. There's no way we're doing this. And it was a huge thing in their marriage. And so, yeah, I mean, culturally it's different.
Because what's crazy is the reality of that was the son to all of her family was disregarding the culture.
Exactly.
That they loved.
It wasn't that he was, exactly. It was that he was disrespecting and disregarding the culture. Yep. And that was his point. Was like, you know, he said it's not a bad thing to marry like interculturally. Like in some cases, it's. A
but you need to know what you're doing.
You need to know what you're getting into.
You need to because the Lord established ethnicity.
There you go.
And he established.
I got a great segue to the next.
He established ethnicity.
No, stop. Mike Tyson over here. We got Mike Tyson in the booth today. Yo, no, Steve.
I'm gonna get this. Ethnicity. He established. Okay, here we go.
Ethnic boundaries.
Ethnic boundaries.
Say that. Say something.
He established ethnic groups.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Not.
Shoot.
That's awesome.
That was beautiful.
It's hard.
Thank you, Steve. That was such a good moment.
And I get paid to talk for a living. But what's crazy is he established those. Now here's the thing that's crazy. He established those boundaries in ethnic groups for his glory.
Yes.
So you have to realize those ethnic groups and their distinctions are glorious.
Yes.
If they're under the submission of the Lord.
It's like a diamond.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You turn it in different angles in the light, and you see the beauty of your Creator more.
I love how y'all are trying to save this moment.
Because
this is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Because
it's a beautiful thing.
If not, everything just becomes blah.
It's stagnant.
And
it's
that's
bland.
terrible.
You know what I'm saying?
Boring.
Yes.
I just love how Steve was trying to get that out. I was like, gosh,
ethnicity.
I was like, he sounds like someone, and then Brad comes in from the top rope of Mike Tyson. That was great.
I'm allergic to cinnamon.
That was great. So piercings, I think the why is a great question. I did, man. I gotta read Ezekiel more, dude. I gotta go back and read it. I googled just piercings in the Bible and verses.
Are we gonna do it Ezekiel? I don't think I've ever pulled up Ezekiel.
Bro, I gotta read Ezekiel again. Because Ezekiel 16, I just think this is cool.
What's
when
it say?
It's God talking about his love for Israel, and when he
what verse?
I'm getting to verse 11 and then 12. But he's talking about his love for Israel. Eventually gets to the faithlessness of Israel, but he's talking about how he loved them and he protected them. Verse 11: I adorned you with ornaments, put bracelets on your wrists and a chain on your neck. I put a ring on your nose, and earrings in your ears.
God did.
And a beautiful crown on
God
your head.
did.
Thus you were adorned with gold. And so it's like. I mean, clear. That's just a cool picture of. I
Get
read
them
Ezekiel
piercings.
again.
In other words, as long as it's beautiful, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
But piercings that's disgusting and looks like you fell face forward in a tackle box.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do think
I heard
yeah.
that from an
That's good.
evangelist who was funny. He said, "You look
That's
like you
really
fell
good.
face forward in a tackle box."
That's
I mean,
pretty
for
good.
no apparent reason. I'm like, come on, man.
I like that.
I do think the why is really good though, because I think
That's
a lady
great.
asked this question. It's like this is where going back to 1 Timothy 2:9-10. Again, this is a great culturally. And,
What is it? I'm sorry.
1 Timothy 2. It's the famous passage where Paul tells women to dress with modesty and self-control, not with
That's
braided
right.
hairs
That's
and
when
gold
you're the
pearls.
most beautiful.
Like but he's not saying like I don't think he's saying there don't wear gold. I think he's saying like man like dress in a way that like the attention is not just on your beauty. It's not just on.
And here's the thing,
yeah.
which by the way, a woman that does that, or even a student, young lady who dresses. Caring, they do care about their external appearance, and there's something about
You
that
should
person
care
who's
about your
not
external.
showy.
Yes.
That is in the room. You don't hear, but you're beautiful in a room.
Yeah.
And the room knows it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like you're not trying real hard, and they're like,
Yeah.
"That's
Facts.
awesome."
Yeah.
Facts.
He's not saying don't care about the external. Take a bath, Brad.
For real.
No, I gotta read
Busy
Ezekiel
weekend.
again. I gotta read Ezekiel again before I segue to the next
Hang
question.
on. Ezekiel, what?
I mean, I'm not gonna read it. I mean, you can pull it up if you want to. But we're walking through John right now. I always thought
Sounds
when
like y'all
Jesus-
about to go through Ezekiel.
Dude, I always thought I was telling Josh this the other
like
day.
Ezekiel's
I
coming.
always thought in John 10 when Jesus says I'm the good shepherd, I thought the 1-to-1 was Psalm 23. Like I'm the good shepherd, and I'm sure that's there for sure. Dude, Ezekiel, if you've ever read Ezekiel 34,
We're
I'm sure
about
you
to.
have back in your. Let's just
Read it.
for the people.
Read it.
For the
This
people.
this is let me
Make
pull
it
up
quick
here.
though. Make
Oh
it
my
quick,
gosh,
though.
prophecy.
Bro. This is so good.
Which is very likely, now that you said that, the context by which the people were hearing him talk about shepherd.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just go to verse. You
Because
could
they
do
knew Ezekiel.
You could do the whole thing, but go to verse 11. And God is calling out the false shepherds, which makes
Come
sense in the
on.
context of John 10 because he's battling the Pharisees. It says, "For thus says the Lord God, behold, I myself will search for my sheep and will seek them out. As a shepherd seeks out his flock when he is among his sheep that have been scattered, so I will seek out my sheep, and I will rescue them from all the places where they have been scattered on a day of clouds and thick darkness. I will bring them out from the peoples and gather them from the countries, and will bring them into their own land. I will feed them on the mountains of Israel by the ravines and in all the inhabited places of the country."
That's right.
Oh, it's not the best part's coming. "I will feed them with good pasture, and on the mountain heights of Israel shall be their grazing land, where they shall lie down in good grazing
Come
land,
on.
and on rich pasture they shall feed on the mountains of Israel." Best part. "I myself," this is God, right? "I myself will be the shepherd of my sheep, and I myself will make them lie down, declares the Lord. I will seek the lost. I will bring back the strayed. I will bind up the injured, and I will strengthen the weak, and the fat and the strong I will destroy. I will feed them in justice."
That's the
What
good shepherd.
a banger,
That's
bro.
the good shepherd.
Gosh, that's so good.
That's
So
the
when
good shepherd.
Jesus said,
I am the good shepherd.
That's right.
"Holy,"
Is that not amazing?
That's who he is.
And this is where, so this on a different tangent, I've been in this deep dive.
Because
It's
all those,
probably
because all those
unhealthy.
people of the Old Testament text would hear this. Yes, God is this. God is this. Whoa, praise the Lord! And then Jesus said,
Jesus.
"I am Him."
Yeah.
They're like,
So for people, this is where I'm on a deep dive. But like for people, I've been watching a ton of debates and stuff that's been really good. For people that are trying to argue that Jesus never, quote unquote, explicitly claimed to be God, I'm like, bro, what is he doing? Because the emphaticness of
be.
Ezekiel 34
Has to
is
be.
Yahweh saying, "I myself will be the shepherd. I make them lie down. I seek the lost. I'll bring back." And Jesus like, "Yo, I'm the good shepherd."
"That's me."
That's right.
I was
Ah,
talking.
it's so
I was
good,
talking.
man.
Basically, I was
Isn't that
talking
awesome?
about me. I was letting you know who I am. By the way, you're looking at me.
Can I tell you what's so cool? Shout out to this parent who emailed me the other day because I don't know if you get a lot of like positive emails. No, I don't get a ton. You know what I'm saying? It's so refreshing. It's not a call
It's not
for
a
a
call.
positive one. I'm just saying it's so
Your
Flood his
inbox-
email box.
So,
but it's
Flood
so
his
good.
inbox.
You know what though? Hey, I was this close. I read Ezekiel 34 the other night when we stood. We normally read John 10. We normally read the pastor end, but instead I read Ezekiel 34 before I read John 10. I was this close.
I want to go to the point.
I was this close to not doing it. And because I was like, man, do we have time? Like all this stuff. But I was like, no, I'm going to read it. And that's the backdrop of the Old Testament. And shout out to this parent. And shout out to the student. I forgot who the student's name was. I'm sorry. They emailed me on Thursday. They're like, listen, my daughter came home and was like, you have to see Ezekiel 34. And was telling her. And all we did was just read that at the beginning. And I was like, let's go, man. That's so cool. I love it.
So good.
Okay, going back.
Because the mom that was not on the mom's bingo card. That her daughter would come
Yeah.
home and say, "I want to take you to a verse in Ezekiel."
Yeah.
And then, dude, after reading Ezekiel 16 for that, I got to go back and read Ezekiel, man.
That's good.
Dead things come alive. Dry bones.
That's good.
Oh man. Okay, going back to your this.
Don't let me live it down. I love it. It's funny. That was hilarious.
That was great.
I was going on in my head. I was like,
Someone
It was
said
funny
if,
to watch your face
you could see it. I'm like,
because your mouth was not forming.
my brain.
the
It was
correct
literally.
shape.
It was like I'm sitting here trying to figure out what is my mouth doing right now.
Love it.
Is this what it like to feel like you're speaking in tongues? Because I have no control.
love it.
I have no control.
Is this it?
someone said if people were dispersed after the Tower of Babel,
Yes.
and I wouldn't say if they were, they were.
That's right,
That's
that's
were.
right.
And I don't think they were asking it that way, but they were.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they were dispersed after the Tower of Babel, how? I have no idea. How did they migrate from the Middle East to places like the Americas without requiring a flat Earth model?
Oh, come on. Are we in a.
What a
Great question. Great question.
I got no idea.
Great
bro.
question.
So if you were to start.
love that question.
So if you were to start walking.
I'm a flat earther.
If you were.
I'm not even
I
joking
love that
about
question.
that.
If you were to start walking, you could make it around. You might think it's flat, but you're still going around.
Still going around.
Your
yeah.
perspective and perception is flat, but it's not. Reality is it's not flat. You just perceive it as flat
Yeah.
because you're going to get there. Obviously, they got there just like if you, in the same time, were going to get there. However they got there, they got there. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean the earth was flat. That just means they got there.
Yeah.
You know, seriously.
Yeah, for real.
If you're walking, if you were to stay on flat ground, because the ground's really never flat, but it's a sphere.
Yeah. I have so little time. And I know you asked
It's
this.
fun
I
to
don't
think
think they're a
about that.
flat earther. I have so little time for people. I'm so sorry for your listener who actually like gives credence to flat Earth. I'm like, what are we doing?
I have not done this,
Like,
but I've
what are
heard,
we doing, man?
I have not done this, but I can understand that a person who believes that the Earth is flat and they explain it, you go, oh, I see why you think that. There's some, you know what I mean?
I need to hear an
But then-
explanation.
yeah, maybe that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to listen to somebody give an explanation. I think. I don't know what those explanations are, but I think there's.
That's
a lot
what
of them out there.
yeah.
I think there's a lot of them out there.
I want to hear their explanation, and then I want to take out a loan and get on an airplane.
So then the question would be,
and
can you be?
fly to California?
Here's my
then
question:
fly
then.
to,
Can
know
you
what
be
I'm
a
saying?
Christian and a flat earther?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Let's go.
I think you can.
Let's
I mean,
go.
what's Hebrews 1? By faith we believed. I'm paraphrasing. By faith we believed there was nothing and God spoke and there's been everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what we have to believe about creation. Like,
Yes,
have to believe
yes.
it. It's like, man, I think you're
So
flat out
then we
wrong,
can
but
we
wow.
can create a category where people who can have that pretty distinct difference in the topography. I can't say these right now. As I was about to say it, I was like, I'm about to have a moment. But how the Earth is shaped, you know, it because the reason I say that is some people would gladly go, no, you can't be a Christian if you think the Earth is flat because the Bible. Then you're denying the Bible. Then you'll deny Jesus. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
But we
I
have
would love to hear.
But we have a resident flat earther on the podcast.
That's right.
You're really not a flat Earth. Please tell me you're not actually.
Dude,
Flat
I don't care. It can be.
Yeah, I
don't
did,
care.
so
what
this
difference
is-
does that make to me?
So I had a
That's
similar
right.
thing.
If I'm
difference does that
running
make
in a
to me?
race, I want to be a flat earther.
Yeah.
I don't want.
So I had a similar thing. I'll give this guy a shout out. I don't know him personally. But I was watching a debate that was so good. It was so good.
Are you on a debate kick?
I am on a debate
I
kick,
love this.
and
I
I
love
kind of
this.
hate it, but I am on it. And it was a guy. I think it's.
I get wound up. I love them, and then I get wound up.
I
and have to
gotta
stop.
watch. Well, then I literally it's.
I'm just trying to get a heart attack.
I
Watching
know.
these debates.
Well, no,
See
well,
Jesus
the
face
way
to
I have to
face.
watch myself was like eventually, like, I kind of thought about this. Yeah, I was like, man, I've spent so many times watching these things, and I'm like, is that the most constructive, edifying, and equipping
If you're
thing for
growing
me?
and learning, yeah, why not?
Maybe so.
Do you
yeah.
need to bring me some Catholic?
I don't want to debate.
What?
Did you see what you texted me?
Oh, that's like Catholic. I was making coffee.
He said, "You need to bring me some Catholic."
Well,
what are we doing?
What I'm doing is I'm about to talk about a Catholic guy. That's what my brain was.
Oh, dude, that happens.
That's
It's
my
not
brain.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so what I was saying, talk about hearing an explanation for something
You
and
didn't know
not.
me for ethnicity.
So talk about hearing an explanation for something and being like, that's an interesting explanation. But no, I was listening. Ironically, going back, it was a debate between a guy and another dude about did Jesus actually claim to be God, or did he claim to be divine in that sense? And the guy that was arguing on for it was named Brant Petrie. That's his name.
Brant Petrie.
And I'm hearing this dude. I'm like, dude, this dude's brilliant. Like straight up, like it was incredible to listen to him talk. And probably like 30 or 40 minutes in, he's debating this guy, and the guy makes a comment about like him being a Catholic, and he's like, "Oh, I forgot we weren't supposed to out that or something, whatever." And I was like, "It's Brant." I'm like, amening this dude for like 45 minutes. I'm like, dude, this guy is like sharp,
Solid.
very, very solid. Go, sure enough, Brant Petrie is
He's
a
a
Catholic.
Catholic.
And so I just taught a couple weeks ago on why we aren't Catholics, and I was like, man, some of my biggest questions about Catholicism that I still have is I was like, I'm just curious, like how Brant Petrie would defend those things, like specifically with Mary, specifically with the Pope, and all these things, whatever. So I watched him on an hour-long thing the other day.
So you went deep dive.
I just listened. It was just a podcast.
Mine's
So I was like,
good.
I'm gonna see what Brant Petrie says about Mary, and it was, dude, his explanations. I'm like, that's a really good explanation. I think you're totally wrong. Because, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I think you're so wrong, and I like,
so
but it was good to hear like a guy like where I'm like, because you remember we talked about that day of like, it ended, can Catholics be Christian? I'm like, bro, I heard Brant Petrie talk about Jesus and his divinity
He
and
was
the work
like,
he accomplished.
your
I'm like-
spirit and his
I'm like, bro,
spirit
that
meshed.
guy is a brother, no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
Holy cow, I disagree with him on Mary.
Yeah.
Holy cow. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool to hear like his explanation of like, I actually do, like, I see how you're there, but man, I'm not going there, nor do I think other people should go there. Does that make sense?
right.
So someone can ask a question about that for a different day. But
It's a good question.
It was just funny.
Can they listen to your while we're not? You didn't record that, did you? That was just for like.
I didn't know, but maybe we should talk about that in length together, because it'd be fun to do it not just by myself and me regurgitating a lot of stuff.
I like it.
Because it was I got more positive.
Give me your
feedback.
study notes so I can sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I will.
I like that.
Yeah, but I listened to him talk about Mary, and I listened to him talk about the Pope. And yeah, it was funny because it did provide new insight of why they get to where they get to. But I'm just like, man, I'm not there. So ask us a question about Catholics next time if someone wants to. You got a question? You got a question?
Yeah, I might probably have. I have.
We've been kind of vibing, man. This is a good episode.
This is.
Did you find ones that?
Have you found one yet?
I can't remember if I actually asked him or not.
Go for
it's
it.
Like a question about.
You haven't asked one yet.
Do I need to? Hang on.
Oh, this okay.
There is. How do we reconcile the emphasis on marriage in the modern church and the commission for humanity in Genesis 1?
I hope this is going where I think it might be going.
With 1 Corinthians 7, which says that we should stay in the manner we are when we are saved, and that Jesus, the perfect human, never married.
Bro, I literally that's really cool. So I'm right now. I have a notes app on my phone, and it would make sense to just start reading the New Testament in Matthew and keep reading it, but I did not do that. And I'm literally just like bounce around the New Testament, and I'll read a book, and then like I put it on my notes app which books I've read. And right now I'm reading through 1 Corinthians, and I literally read this today, and it was one of those like just a reminder of, like we quote this a lot and people reference it a lot. Like, man, Paul, I think we underemphasize sometimes like how Paul is totally cool and dare say encourage some people don't need to get married.
Yeah.
And I was like honestly convicted by that a little bit. So not that I've done that in a while, but like, I mean, literally 1 Corinthians 7 verse 8. This is so cool, that question, because I literally I can go get my notebook. I was writing about it this morning. Is to the unmarried and the widows, I say, it is good for them to remain single, as I am. I mean, that's literally
As I am.
That's what he says. But if they cannot exercise self-control, they should marry, for it's better to marry than to burn with passion. And I'd like, can you read the question one more time? But I will say, and y'all talk me off of this if you have, I do think in a sense, and this is coming obviously from a married dude, I think marriage is one of the greatest
Amen.
things that God has ever given us. Amen.
Amen.
I do think we idolize it.
Yes.
We idolize it in the American church, and we look at people, if they're not married, as if something is wrong with them. And let's just be real. Sometimes there are some things, like if someone wants to get married and they're not, then we can talk about that a different day. But you can't say Paul didn't say what he didn't say, and he said, I say it's good for them to remain single as I am. And he goes, where's the can you read the question?
How do we reconcile the emphasis on marriage in the modern church and the commission for humanity in Genesis 1 with 1 Corinthians 7, which says that we should stay in the manner we are when we are saved, and that Jesus, the perfect human, never married?
So where did it say that?
What's that?
With the verse I read?
No. Where it says, Jesus, the perfect human.
Oh, it doesn't say that, but I mean, he didn't get married.
But I mean, it's like verse 32 in the same chapter. I want you to be free from anxieties. It's 1 Corinthians 7:32.
So you say marriage brings anxiety?
I mean, that's what Paul's about to say. The unmarried man.
Right.
How does he know that if he's been
The
married?
Lord said that.
That's why some people would say maybe he was married.
I
He's
think
no longer
Paul
married.
was married.
I think he was married.
I think he was married.
You think he was
married.
really?
I think he
I
was
really
married at one
genuine.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, because
I don't even want to comment on that because I've not studied that enough.
Well, no, it's
Yeah,
like contextually, you wouldn't have advanced that far in Judaism and
That's right.
and Pharisaical.
Yeah.
But this is speculation. Please understand. This
100%.
is speculation.
Yeah.
But Paul, what is verse 32? I want you to be free from anxieties. The unmarried man is
That's right.
anxious about things of the Lord and how to please the Lord. But the married man is anxious about worldly things, how to please his wife, and his interests are divided. And the unmarried, or betrothed woman is anxious about things of the Lord, how to be holy in body and spirit. But the married woman is anxious about worldly things, how to please her husband. I say this for your own benefit, not to lay any restraint upon you, but to promote good order and to secure your undivided devotion to the Lord.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny though, because I don't know a lot of single women who are solely focused on holiness.
Yeah.
And I don't know a lot of single
that's it.
dudes who are solely focused on
holiness.
pleasing the Lord.
It's like,
You know what
because
I'm
your
saying?
questions become, how far is too far? My question is, how holy can you be? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think.
Where's
I
that
think,
line? I say.
I think that one is well. So how do we reconcile it? We got to figure out how do we tie it back, because we're going on slightly different tangents. How do we reconcile the emphasis on marriage in the modern church and the commission for humanity in Genesis 1? So Genesis 1 is the mandate, the cultural mandate is what it's referred to as. Genesis 1, where God tells Adam and Eve
Be fruitful.
it's like 28 through 30. Genesis 1, 28
Be
to 30.
fruitful, multiply.
Is that it? Have
Genesis-
dominion.
Genesis what?
Genesis 1.
Oh,
Be fruitful, multiply,
First
have dominion.
page.
Isn't that what it says?
Yep.
Pull it. Read it, Steve.
And God blessed them. And
Yes.
God said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it
Yes.
and have dominion over the
Yes.
fish.
That is the cultural mandate. And a lot of people think that, that's the Great Commission mandate in Matthew 28 is kind of calling us back to Genesis 1, to where it's not just simply make disciples and evangelize. It is build culture.
Mhm.
It's build cities. It's do all this stuff, right? I think how do you reconcile it? I mean, just kind of, pardon me if I'm just taking this too lightly, but God told that to a married couple.
That's right.
In Genesis 1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Adam and Eve are a married couple, right? God quite literally walked his baby girl Eve down the aisle to Adam, right? So, yeah, I think that's kind of he's speaking to a married couple, okay? And then how do we reconcile this? 1 Corinthians 7, which says that we should stay in the manner we are when we are saved. I don't think that Paul is saying if you're single when you get saved, stay single. Because, I mean, let's just logically track this down to its full conclusion. If that's the case, you ain't finna have a lot of Christian families. Matter of fact, you're going to get to a point where you probably have 0 Christian families.
What?
If every single...
What verse are they referencing there?
Well, it's just
specific.
That's what you were doing.
It's 1 Corinthians 7. It's specifically verses 7 through 9, 20, 24, 26 through 28, 32 through 35, which says that we should stay in the manner we are when we are saved, right? And so I think that, if you take that literally as though Paul is instructing you with clear-cut commands of, hey, do not get married if you were single when you became a Christian, then, dude, you ain't never going to have Christian families. You know what I'm saying? Because Christians ain't marrying. They're not having babies. Christians are just single.
Well, and you also see this in verse 25. Now concerning the betrothed,
Yes.
that's the context, that's the audience. I have no command from the Lord,
Yes.
but I give my judgment. So
Yes.
this is him giving his judgment as one who by the Lord's mercy
That's
is
so
trustworthy. I think in view of the present distress, because there it is,
Yeah.
the present distress. What was the present distress going on in Corinth and in
That's
that
good.
time?
That's good.
Not to also mention that I believe that the Holy Spirit speaking through Paul to prepare them for the destruction of Jerusalem.
Yes.
That's coming.
Yes.
Guys, this is coming.
And remember, and then Jesus himself said, in that day it'd be better for
It'd be better.
those who had
That's
children
right.
to have not had children.
So contextually speaking, he's
Yes.
talking about a time and period where he says, guys, right now might not be a good time to get a family.
Yeah, don't start. Literally, there were stories throughout history
Yes.
of eating your own
On
children,
And so,
because of how bad
Exactly.
the desolation.
And so- yes.
yeah,
So here's the thing. There's a time
yes,
where it's okay to say,
It's good.
during
Oh,
this
it's wild.
season, this season, guys, it's crazy and it's going to get crazier. Right now, focus on the Lord.
yeah,
So what about me, Paul? I want to get married. Right now, don't. Which very likely could be just as me spitballing and speculating. Paul's like, if you make it through this tribulation you're about to see,
Yeah.
marry that woman.
yeah. There you go. I like that.
But right now,
I think that's good.
no.
I think it's good. But yeah, I think cultural context has a big role in this one.
But to say that he's saying no to marriage overall,
Yeah, he's
is-
definitely not saying
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah, he's
exactly,
definitely not
exactly.
saying that.
Well, and
Because the
he- and
same
he-
Paul writes Ephesians 5, and he's laying out the order.
Well, and it's when Jesus tells his disciples, hey, like if in heaven there's no marriage, like why should anyone marry? And Jesus is like, hey, look, if you can understand this saying, in other words, if you have the gift of celibacy, then by all means,
what would be the gift of celibacy, Brad?
gift of celibacy. I don't have it.
Self-control?
Amen
Well,
to that.
I mean, in verse 9, he says if they cannot exercise self-control, they should marry.
Let's get married.
Yes.
I guess
Yes.
the gift
And
of
what he's
celibacy
talking
is-
about is if you can go your life and not
Yes.
desire to have sexual relationship with a person,
It's
intimacy,
yes.
then, and some people have that. If you can do that, like you have no desire, and here's what's crazy, guys, and pull me off the edge. This is what the evil world has sanctioned and used against people who may not have a sexual desire. It says you're weird and you're gay.
Mm-hmm.
And what we should be saying is there may actually be a category during a season of this time where people have a possible propensity to not want that for the Lord.
That's right.
And so when the world comes and says you're weird because you don't have that,
Yes.
you must be gay. It must be you want somebody of your own. Look at them and say, stop.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
Yeah.
Think about that.
That went like so hard, so quick, but I don't think you're wrong.
So
Yeah, I think there's something to that.
It went so hard.
It did. But I think you're not wrong though.
But it's practically how do you bring the word into something our students
Yes.
are being faced with every day?
Yes.
I mean, here's the thing. You got a person watching something on TikTok and they don't really have a desire and they're a teenager and or a high schooler and they're like, I don't really want that. But everybody's wanting it. And everything on there saying, well, you must be gay because you don't. And you're starting to believe that person. Where here Paul has said, you may actually have the gift from God
Yes.
of singleness.
Yeah.
And that gift is beautiful. So how do we as the church leaders say, maybe this is the case?
Yes.
Let's foster that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's say God's got, woo, bro.
Yeah.
Because there is something
Something's
too, man.
got to
Me and Josh were talking about this. Like, there's something too. Like, dude, I was a different youth pastor when we first got married versus now when I have 2 kids.
Yep.
And it's like I was a different guy. And I think, in a lot of ways, I hope better, like wiser and hopefully smarter and all these things. But like in terms of like involvement, like in students' lives and stuff, like man, straight up, like I don't think it's bad to say this. I was more involved in students' lives 7 years ago than I am now.
Yep.
Like, was that more sporting events? Was that more clubs? Was that more things like that? And it's like now I don't go to as many sporting events. You know why? Because I got 2 kids at home.
That's right.
And I'm not going to be
Which I think glorifies
gone.
God.
Yeah,
which
it's
I
like-
think glorifies God even more.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not going to be gone
Well,
every. You know what I'm
glorifies God in a
saying?
different
And
way.
but I think
Different.
that's what he's. I think that's what he's getting at.
Yeah,
too. He's
yeah.
like, man, if you're single, there is a freeness, right?
Yes.
That's what he's talking about when we the verses we read about verse 32. Like there is a freeness. Now this is where it's hard, right? And we got to encourage single people in this. Is you don't hate yourself because you're single. You don't bemoan the Lord for your singleness.
Right.
No, it's man, I'm single. I'm freer from different. But doesn't mean you don't have responsibilities, but you are freer from different responsibilities than other people are.
There are a lot
How
of-
can I serve the Lord?
There
man?
are a
How can
lot
I
of
do
things
this?
that you don't have to occupy thinking about.
Yes.
A whole
Yes.
bunch.
Well, here's the thing, Paul. Think about. Could you imagine being the wife and child of Paul during this time?
Paul's just running.
He's getting
to
the
and fro.
snot kicked out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Paul's
He's
probably
in
going,
this city today. He's
Yeah.
in that city tomorrow.
and if I want to get to Paul, I go get his wife. I go get his kids.
Yeah.
And he's got some crack people who are literally saying, "How can we take Paul out?
Yeah.
Just take his family out."
That's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
Dang. That's a good conversation.
That's a good one.
I think that's. Can I give a shameless plug for a sermon I preached? But I think it was good.
Yes, please.
Okay.
You can.
I guess so. He's
Ruth-
going to. He wasn't asking for permission.
That's right.
He was putting
This is
the-
like
he was putting
it's
the
like we're
ball in the
welcoming.
tee.
It's
That's
like
what
we're
he
in the
was doing.
welcoming the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
This is.
Ain't
I
nobody-
think Ruth. I think Ruth chapter 2 is such a good picture of this, where man, like Ruth is being obedient to her mother-in-law.
I love it.
She goes and she gleans in a field, and she's just being faithful, dude. Like there's nothing. Like she's working in the field. She's sweating. She ain't dressed for prom night. You know what I'm saying? And she's just working. And yet Boaz sees her character, sees that he hears about her reputation in town. Like, oh, you're that girl that came with her mother-in-law, this Karen, right? And there's no intentionality behind her relationship. It just in her being faithful and her being obedient, and in Boaz being faithful and being obedient, this relationship comes together. Yep. And I think that's such a beautiful just template to follow, right? Of like, okay, man, I don't have a man in my life right now. I don't have a girl in my life right now. Whoever's listening to this, and it's like, okay, dude, like. Fix your eyes on Jesus. Do what Paul says here. Be holy, right? Yes. Concern yourself with being holy.
Yes.
And man, you just like trust, man.
Instead of going to the edge of that line, pursue holiness.
Yes.
Pursue holiness.
Yeah, and I think too, like, and again, like, I know people can put words in our mouth, and I want to try not to do that, and I know it's going to happen eventually, sometimes or whatever. But it's like, I don't think this means like, man, like if you're burning with passion, and that's not hopefully that's not weird for me to say that. It's literally what Paul says in verse 9, right? Mm-hmm. Like if that is you, like, man, I don't think being intentional about putting yourself in environments where you can meet someone of the opposite sex, I don't think that's a bad thing, right? Man, know people who have met and are faithfully married, and they met on a dating site for all this. I just I think there's places for these things.
And I think this is also a good principle, not just as just an opinion. Can I share an opinion? Why very likely you should get married younger than the world, the culture's telling you to get married. Get married younger. Seriously, there's nothing wrong with getting married.
If for no other reason, you can be an empty nester at 50.
That's
You
exactly.
Dude, I told someone that the other day.
Dude.
I love the fact that I just turned 30. Rocky's about to be 4 in November. I'm like, when
And you
she's
can actually-
24, I'm 50.
By
That
God's-
sounds awesome.
By God's grace, you can
Yeah,
throw
exactly.
your grandkids in the air and not have to get a
That sounds
doctor's appointment
amazing.
the next week.
Yes.
I mean,
it's great. I get to roll around with Roaring on
Ah,
the floor,
see?
dude. I get to roll, and I
Steve's
don't have
also
to worry
in
about
peak physical condition.
Yeah.
which is why I do it. Which is one of the reasons I do it, because I literally
love
want to throw my grandson like I threw Pastor.
I love
to
it.
throw it.
That's awesome. That's good stuff.
And he
man.
loves it too, by the way.
Gosh, that was a good conversation.
That was good.
Wow.
I was about to say one more thing and I forgot. No, I always tell whenever I do a marriage counsel with couples, because most of the time we start and we're like, 9 months out, 8 months out. I tell them day one, I'm like, listen here, like I'm good for your wedding day. Got to mark this on the calendar. If you call me tomorrow, say, man, like I want to get my family together, we're gonna get married. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Completely.
Yeah, no
Full
one's taking me
disclosure.
up on that yet.
Full
Someone
disclosure,
needs
I
to.
am the same way.
Yeah,
You
someone.
want to
yeah.
You're Christian. You're Christian. You're going to grow. Let's go.
Yeah, that's me and Courtney tell couples that all the time. That is
That is not a-
one of the only regrets we have
And then
in
throw
our
a party
dating
6 months.
engagement process. That's one of the only regrets we had is we were engaged for
Too
11
long.
months.
Too long.
And I look back and I was like,
Could
and
be
she,
too long.
gosh, I hope she listens to this because she'll say like, I told you so, because she did, and I should have led better in that moment. We should have done it. She
Because I'll tell you, if you go a long time, this is so practical and so stupid. What I'm about to say, you don't understand. If you go a long time, your wedding's probably going to get more expensive.
It's not wrong. Yeah. Inflation's real, bro. It affects everything. Just in that sense. I love it. It's amazing. It's amazing.
You guys taking notes over there? Young unmarried men in the room.
Seriously.
Taking Paul's consideration for now.
Good for you. Good for
It's
you.
good. You have another question? That's so cool. I read 1 Corinthians. I literally was
No,
thinking about that.
I
this
don't.
morning.
I don't have another one.
That's really cool.
The person asked to know, and I'm not going to honor it. So, and I am at liberty to do so.
We are.
You
I don't.
are.
I don't do. For the record,
I am
for the
not
people, I don't.
bound.
I don't do that. I ask.
You read
everything.
them all.
Oh, you're better than me.
I'm saying ask.
Just want to get that straight. Just want to get that
All right. You said you got a couple.
Yeah, I have
you
one.
I only have two more serious.
So here it is. So here it is.
I'm about to take a bathroom break. I want to hear the question. Then we'll take a bathroom.
This is one we need to talk about. So
Oh, the serious one?
let's
it a serious
let's
one?
fill in. It's no, but it needs to be talked about.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait. Can
Okay,
I take? a
so
bathroom
what
break?
are we going to talk
Let me.
about?
I'm gonna get you one.
I wish there was a pause. I don't think there's a pause.
No, here we go. No, let's not pause it.
We can't pause recording.
We don't
think there- I
need
think
to
they
pause.
can.
We've
Let's
done
not
that
try.
before.
No, we're good. I'll come back. I'll come
You can
back
give
for
us a
this one.
stupid
I'll come
one?
back for
You're
this
gonna
one.
Not a
think-
stupid one.
If
Silly
one of the disciples tried to start a band,
Who would it be?
who would be the lead singer? Just fill out the band for me. I want to hear
Yeah,
the I want to hear
I
the
like it.
vocalist, I want to hear the drummer, I want to hear it all. And then what would the band be called? I mean, isn't there already a
Yes.
band called the Disciples?
Yes,
Probably.
probably.
I got
Disciple is a
James
heavy
and
metal.
John, the Sons of Thunder.
They would
They
be
would be probably drums,
thunder.
drums and like electric or like drums and bass
Drums
for
and
sure.
bass.
They would fill that. Let's see.
I think John would be a singer. He'd be a singer.
You think so?
I think so. I think so.
I think Peter could be the lead singer, man. He's
No,
always
I don't
running
think
his
Peter
mouth.
could be a lead
He's always
singer.
running his mouth though.
I know. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why
I think he could do it.
I think Peter would be the stage manager, producer.
Do you think
I
so?
think maybe so. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Let's see.
Because I was thinking Peter might be the bass. He's the bass. He's the foundation.
Who you got on the keys?
Oh, I got on the keys. Probably. I don't know. Andrew, maybe. I know Matthew would be keeping the books.
He would be. That's their.
It wouldn't be Judas.
That's
Judas.
their manager.
Judas is gone. So
Yeah, Matthew's the manager.
That's right. Matthew's the manager.
He's managing the band.
He's managing the band. He's like, I don't do the singing part, but I got your books. Pretty good.
Let's see. Well, what would no? Jesus is not involved in this band.
No,
It's just the disciples.
that's right. Is this pre-Judas hanging himself or after?
It's pre. It's pre.
Pre.
They're going on tour.
So Judas is in the mix.
Judas is there. He's doing his thing.
Judas is in the mix.
Judas is. I feel like he would be. I don't know what he'd be doing.
What would he be doing?
Nothing positive.
Nothing. He'd
Nothing positive
he'd
at all.
he'd be stealing the money, because that's what he did.
That's exactly what he did.
So
Like Selena.
so
Like
Matthew,
Selena's people.
Matthew'd come out and say, I have a band meeting real quick. We're missing a couple bucks. Did some of you do this? And it was like, I don't know.
And then they write a song about it.
Let's write a song about it. That's right.
I'm gonna. Let me
Who
look up the
else?
12 real quick.
James,
Let me
John,
look up them
Andrew.
all up.
Thomas. Ooh,
Doubting
Thomas.
Thomas.
I think
yeah,
Thomas
dude.
would be. I think Thomas would be kind of like a rhythm electric guitar player or something like that. Just kind
Because
of.
he had to feel it.
He had to feel it.
He had to feel it. Literally, he had to feel the holes in his hands. So I think
right.
Thomas, he was a feel guy.
He's a field
So
guy.
he's bass.
You think he's bass?
We're putting him on bass, or we putting him on
Oh.
just rhythm section?
Maybe we put him on the congas or something. All
Okay.
hands.
All hands. All hands. I like that. That's
all.
actually pretty solid. So we got James and John. Now,
Do we have a horn section? Because we do the ska, Christian ska, big band. We got a horn section. Somebody's got to blow that trumpet and that trombone.
do we? This is a full band now.
It's
like
a full 12-piece band is pretty legit, dude.
A 12-piece.
Somebody's got to work sound, the sound guy. So who's working sound? Got to have somebody with some good sound. Somebody.
I like. Dude, I don't know. It's a great question.
It makes you wonder when they were all singing, if disciples went like, John, you got a good voice.
Maybe we could start a thing.
Maybe we could start.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe we could start a band. What would the name of the band be?
Ooh,
Give us a name for it.
that's a good.
And try not to go like 90s Christian band.
Yeah, let's not do that. Name of the disciple besides the name disciple, because that's already a hard rock Christian band. Let's say.
Do you have one?
Commissioned.
The Commission.
Ooh,
That's a band.
That's
though.
a band.
That's a
But
band.
that was a
right
good
now.
call. That was a good call.
This is a good call.
The Called, the Waymakers,
The Haymakers.
the Waymakers,
They're Haymakers.
the Haymakers. Yeah,
Because they're like a heavy rock band.
the Harvest, the Reapers, not the Grim Reapers, but the Reapers.
I like that.
Yeah.
We're running out of gas on this one.
Yeah, we
Justin.
are. So
we've been spitballing.
What do
for
you think? You've been thinking about it. I know you have.
The band name? What would the band name be?
Yeah, I've not thought about it at all. I stopped thinking about it after you said James and John, Sons of Thunder. That's just like that's the name.
Sons of Thunder.
Sons of Thunder. That's that's a sick band name.
That's a sick band name. That's
That's
good.
pretty cool.
I mean, I know that's literally what their name is like meant.
I
but,
like that,
that's
though.
that's a great band name.
Sons of
And it's
Thunder.
original too.
What
You know
style
I'm saying?
music would they play?
Like you don't have to like stretch it.
No,
what style?
It's there, dude.
What style music? Country?
Straight there.
Country music?
I love in The Office the nepotism episode. And Michael said, "What about for the band Hanson? What if they'd had auditions and no one with the name Hanson showed up?"
True. Spitting bars.
Jim's like, so many valid points to be made. Give him my computer. No, I think Sons of Thunder's it. It'd be rock music, man. It'd be it.
Be rock-
man.
be rock?
That's-
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be rock music.
Has to be because he's a rock.
That's
Built on the
hilarious.
rock. of
He's the
Jesus.
rock.
Ah.
Dude, we are getting corny now. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Transition, please.
Okay, what's one you said?
Okay, so when you hear this question, you're going to be like, "Why couldn't I leave during that?" Okay, Washington D.C.
Oh my gosh.
You asked this question?
Does Tim
How do you know
this
this
is going?
question?
Washington D.C. is. Would you say
Oh man,
Washington D.C. is in Maryland,
Tim
or is it
biting
part
his
of
tongue.
Maryland, or is it a separate thing from Maryland?
I mean, technically, it's a separate thing from Maryland.
What do you mean?
I mean, isn't that like according to like tax codes and all? Like, it's a separate thing.
It's a district.
So is it?
legal answer.
So if it's in Maryland, is it still Maryland?
I think, yeah, I think I think that's what I would say. Like if I was in,
I gotta look this
like
up.
in a conversation, I would
I
say,
gotta
"Where's
look this
Washington D.C.?" Oh, it's in Maryland.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I would like. That's
Thank you.
Tim likes that answer,
just in like a generic sense,
Yeah.
in but I understand like in a legal, technical. To my understanding, a legal, technical,
which
sense,
is really what counts, by the way.
it's not Maryland. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just because,
But in conversation,
but
it's
just
in Maryland.
because
In
you, but because just because you say it's in Maryland doesn't actually mean it's in Maryland. It's a totally different entity.
It's in Maryland.
I need to know the origin. Why is
No.
this such a talking
Okay.
point for you?
If it's in Maryland, it's no. It's different than being in Maryland because there's a mall in Maryland. The zip code is Maryland. But if it's Washington
I
D.C.,
feel like
it's not
Steve
Maryland.
and Tim have argued about this.
We
before.
have.
It seems
We
like
have yesterday. with a
we
whole
had
bunch
a
of
great
students.
time. This
So
was-
students yesterday came up to me. They're like, "Oh, we're going to Washington D.C." I'm like, "Oh, cool. You guys are going to
yeah.
Maryland."
The answer's
They're
no.
like, no, we're not going to Maryland. I was like, "You are going."
Okay,
to
hold on one
Maryland."
second. So that's some information I did not yesterday because that's exactly the problem. They're not going to Maryland. They're going to Washington.
They're going to Maryland.
They're going to Washington D.C.
They're-
See, that's where I
It's
think I'm
in
with Steve.
Yeah,
I think I'm with
it's,
Steve.
I
it's
understand.
not.
It's not. They're not going to
I understand
Maryland.
It's a separate thing.
They
'cause
go
it's-
through
it's-
Maryland
I
to
can't
get to
give it-
Washington
Yeah,
D.C.
I
makes
can't
sense.
give it.
So
I
they go
can't give it
they
that.
go through Maryland to get to Washington D.C.
But it's in Maryland.
No,
It's the location is in Maryland.
is
So
the
even
zip
if-
code?
even if you
What's
go
the
through-
address?
Okay, it might. Yes, it's.
What's the
separate.
address?
It is
Yeah, it's separate.
But it's the same thing of like Florida. I'm sure if Miami was different, if it was like Columbia of Miami, you would still be going to
You're
Florida
still in the state of
to go in Miami.
on
to be in Miami.
here's the thing, in the address, it will say something something Florida. When you type up an address in Washington D.C., it'll say something something D.C. It won't say Maryland as the state.
But it's still in Maryland.
No, it doesn't matter
the
what you think it
location
is. It
in
matters
Maryland.
what it is.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it depends on the
Wow,
conversation. Yeah.
that's fascinating.
So this
Is it really fascinating?
So AI says.
No.
So hey, AI says.
But I appreciate
AI
it.
says-
No, Washington D.C. is not in Maryland. It is a federal district created by the United States Constitution. Does not belong to any state, although it's bordered by Maryland
Got
and
him.
Virginia. Yeah. So
Which just it's like a state.
Sorry,
it's
Tim.
and by the way, and what's crazy is when you
chat's
look,
never wrong, Tim.
when you spend time looking, because this is my history buff coming out, and I'm not a really good one. Brett Long is the best, but the laws of Washington D.C. Washington D.C.'s laws and their governance and their law enforcement is really interesting. Like the Congress is supposed to manage the street law of Washington D.C.,
Interesting.
which is what Trump did with the National Guard. And everybody got on his case. He's like, guys, this is our job.
That's what we do.
This is what I do.
That's what I do.
Predominantly, this is what I do here. And so,
Okay.
I love
just because nobody ever followed the Constitution, now you're going to get on my case because I do. Sorry, just saying. I'm
Get 'em.
serious. Should have happened a long time
it.
ago.
Love it.
Yeah.
You have any more?
You're wrong.
More questions?
Yeah. Do you have more questions?
You're right.
You're wrong.
But this was
After
this
all
was
is said and
Yeah,
done,
Tim, you're
you're
wrong. Sorry, Tim. I thought
Sorry,
you
Tim.
for
It's
a
okay.
second. I was with you, but I think you're
Yeah.
wrong.
So there you go.
I'm
You
sorry,
won't get off of it though. So next question: how should go to New York City?
What
All
did
right.
they do?
It's coming. How should Christians handle social media?
That's a great question.
Wisely.
What does that mean? Give me some handles to put that wisely word on. How should Christians handle social media?
With self-control.
How's that look, practically speaking?
Amount of time.
Okay.
I think one. Because I don't think it's even healthy. You might be looking at the most positive stuff. I don't think it's a healthy relationship. Even if you're looking at the most positive stuff for like 5 hours on a day,
Too much.
way too much, man. It's just too much time. Too much time for you. Yeah, I think it's just too much time. So I'd say self-control in regards to time. Self-control in regards to what you look at, obviously, right? Self-control into what you say,
What
right?
you post?
I think that
Keyboard warriors.
well, the thing is, whenever a big cultural event takes place, everybody's supposed to say something, which that is just not
Not true.
You
Don't
have
fall
to.
for that, man.
You don't
fall
have
for that.
to. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Part of freedom of speech is freedom not to speak.
That's exactly right.
You know, so self-control. You know,
Take the Queen Elizabeth method. You ain't got to explain yourself.
yeah. Long live the Queen, man.
And
The world was a better place.
that's true. She's with
She
the Lord
was
now.
here. Let's have a moment of silence for her. That was beautiful. No one saw that coming.
I love it. That was not. Oh my. But
That's,
that was
that's
one of-
all I got.
but that was one of her
I
things.
think that's
I-
kind of it, right?
yeah.
I mean, self-control. I think self-control is probably the key word, and it's fruit of the spirit. You know, I
And the
think
crazy
that-
thing about self-control is sometimes you need somebody else to help you understand what your self-control limits are. If you're a student and your parent has told you, hey, I need you to get off the phone, your answer needs to be right away. Thank
That's
you,
right.
yes.
That's right.
And here's the thing, is that the case, though? How many of you have argued with your parents because they want you to get off your cell phone?
That's right.
Stop arguing with your parents and say, Lord, thank you. This
That's
is
right.
going to help me. This is going to help me. And just
That's
get
right.
off the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be as simple as that, y'all. It can't, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
But parents, if you're upset because your students on social media so much and you can't get the cell phone out of their hands, I'm about to turn it. You bought their cell phone.
Facts.
Close the plan.
Facts.
That's right.
Deal with the headache of
Yeah.
seriously.
That's right.
You don't fuss about something that you have total financial control
That
over.
and then to stay on there for a second, parents, we love you.
Yes.
Like, what are you modeling for your kid?
That's right. That's right.
Like, because they might be on Instagram all the time, but you might be on Facebook.
That's right. And do you allow your spouse to say honey too much?
Yeah.
Or husbands, do you allow your wife to say honey? There's too much time on there.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
I'm trying to debate how hard I want to go.
Because you can go hard. Because it's a
I mean,
real
well,
thing.
I'll speak. I'll put myself personally out there. So I deleted Instagram, like the app, off my phone about 3 or 4 months ago, probably. I deleted Twitter off my phone about the same time. Still have Twitter on my computer. I get like all my sports news and stuff. I got like a couple of sports people I follow, but I'm obviously not setting my computer just like doom scrolling, you know why. Right. So I guess that would go in like the restraints or whatever, you know. And then Instagram, I don't have it. I blocked Twitter on my phone. Like straight up, I can show you right now on my iPhone. If I typed in X, like it literally says this website's been blocked. And I put a code because I just was like, I found myself
Too much time.
I was just going to it like stupid. Just going to it. And that's another conversation. But so I guess that goes to your restraints thing, right? And dude, I can definitively say have felt emotionally better.
Yep. Completely.
Like, and I mean, I don't even know how to I don't know how to quantify that.
But it's a true thing.
But it's just the truth, man. And you know, I said this in chapel, and I think it landed really well. But it's like I remember. So sorry, I'm repeating this story, and we may have said it on here, but we've said so much stuff on here I've forgotten. Which is terrible.
That's okay. The people who listen have forgotten.
Yeah,
too. Okay.
but I remember and I know we can too. Like no offense, Steve, like especially you, because you were before like iPhones at all in high school. Like for me, like I can remember when the iPhone came out. Like I remember a day when I would meet. We're gonna say the name Rachel on Friday night at a Metro football game or whatever, and maybe she came with a friend. She went to Weddington or whatever, and the only way I was going to remain in contact with said Rachel is if I got her number or if we happened to like see each other in another part. That was it. Like, apart from that, she was a blip on the radar.
Right.
Sure, she's a great girl. Fine, whatever. It's just hypothetical Rachel. That like you meet her one time and then she's gone. Yep. Whereas now, like, man, I remember one time in a sermon, I just went to the Points Instagram and I clicked on who followed us, and I just found like the first like 30 high schoolers. And I just clicked on their name and saw how many people they followed. And it is hundreds. And I think there's something to like, dude, we were not, now obviously this is all happening in the sovereignty of all of us, but like, we were not created to be able to withhold that many relationships. Right. And I'm not even saying they are relationships, but in our mind they get perceived to be relationships, right? And it's the truth. And honestly, it hit too a lot at camp this year while we were at camp, because I think it was while we were at camp, right when we got back, that Israel and Gaza started bombing each other, right? And this is what's crazy about the algorithms of our Instagrams and our Twitters and our Snapchats and our TikToks is I will scroll one time. I'm gonna rant. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna ramble.
Go for it.
I'll scroll one time and I will see a preacher boldly preaching the gospel and preaching really true things, right? With the next scroll, I see some news clip of a place being bombed that I would not know about if I didn't have my phone. And I'm not saying it's bad to know about things, but when the next thing I scroll, I see my classmate who just posted a picture with their boyfriend or girlfriend, and then I start thinking, well, why don't I have a boyfriend or girlfriend? Then the next thing I scroll is a thing from the point about it's scary.
It feeds ADD like crazy.
It feeds ADD, but then also too, it's like I just don't. And I'm not a psychologist, not like man, our brain is not equipped to handle different things from that many different directions that quick. That's all happening in the spell of 30 seconds. No, it's not healthy.
I would go on to say it's almost like it's a judgment from the Lord to show us we can't be God. Because we're going crazy. Because we're going crazy with all the information and all the stuff we know about everybody, and then the desire to know everything about everybody, and the stress that comes with that. It's almost like God in His goodness is saying, "I'm gonna take my hands off of this a little bit to let you see, what I get to do." But
that's
you
good.
can't.
That might not be wrong, bud. I mean, obviously we're not God, but that might not be wrong. And that's how. What was the question? Like, how should they handle social media?
How should they handle social media?
I mean, I will say this. I would, just from a high school student's pastor perspective, looking at high schoolers, I think 99% of our students shouldn't even be on it.
Yeah, I would
will go that hard. I'll go.
I would even say this. Like, for instance, you used the analogy of a Rachel. At one time, you might meet Rachel once, and that's it. You never see her again. As now, you see a person for a blip, you follow them, and 2 years down the road, you wish you would have never followed Rachel.
Yep.
Because the girl's crazy.
Yeah.
And so now all of a sudden we end up having a whole inbox of crazy that if we didn't have the access to them constantly, you'd be like, whoa.
Well, and then too, you forget that like, oh, man, we could ramble on this forever, but you just forget that like
that's where students are. Yeah.
People online are not people in reality.
Not your friends, man.
That's right.
And so because this was crazy. So not to like dive in like the algorithm stuff because the Lord knows I'm not an expert.
Yeah,
on
you're
that.
saying algorithms. I think everybody knows algorithms.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's
for
just
them?
like,
What are
you
talking
know,
about?
it's like when my dad, shout out to my dad, sent me a video on Instagram back when I was on Instagram. It was this sick video of a bird that like went down and snatched this fish out of this river. It was sick. And I like watched like several times and then like liked it or whatever. And I think I clicked on that page to see other cool stuff. Next week I get nothing but like nature videos, right? And
This
so
boy
the algorithm sees,
this boy
okay,
loves
this dude
carnivore
found that
animals.
interesting.
Yes.
He's
He
going to
loves
feed
predators.
this. So here's what's crazy. This is scary. This is scary.
This is
and
where
this
we
is
go.
where adults need to hear this too. And I love it.
Come
and I'm
on.
going to tell you, it's the easiest way to do this in politics. So we're just going to do it in politics. Is if you lean conservative, the algorithm is going to feed, because it wants engagement. Facebook
Right.
wants engagement. Instagram wants engagement. It is going to feed you a ton of right-wing stuff or left-wing stuff depending on what you that you agree with. But then this is the scary part. This is the scary part. Let's just say, like, for most of our context, like, we're probably got a lot of conservative people listening to this. Let's just say. So it will feed you right-wing stuff you agree with. And then this, to me, this is the scariest part. It will feed you a ton of crazy left-wing
that's
stuff.
right.
That
And make you think
looks
that's
so
normal.
awful
That's
and
right.
so bad, and it leads you to demonize people. Like, how could you ever believe that?
Right.
How could you ever stand with that? And it's like, actually, that's probably not the biggest portion of the population.
Yeah.
And so what it makes you do is you view people in extremes.
Yes.
And man, that's not healthy.
And what's crazy is
It's
it
not
does that on the other side too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you lean
Left.
if you lean left,
Yes.
you're gonna. Hey, I love the positive stuff. I love this.
Yeah.
And it's gonna feed you the wingnut right wing.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Conservative.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is
So
really
so here's the thing.
This is fun.
Abstinence would be kind of like the go-to solution for social media. And this is not. You guys are not surprised by this. This is not a like newsflash. But that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
Right,
nobody's just gonna
like
stop.
there might be a
nobody's
few.
gonna stop.
So it's like
That's right,
So it's
'cause we
like so
don't-
what do we
you
do?
do?
What do you do? And I think that the answer I really genuinely think it's educating people about it.
What it is.
Educating people
How it works, man.
about exactly how it works. Because
Yeah.
once you understand how it works, honestly, it'll tick you off a little bit.
And also help them understand social media is not
Yeah.
your friend.
Well, but
It's
help
trying to
them
sell you
help them
something.
understand that, like, dude, one, the app is designed
Yes.
to keep you addicted.
Yep.
So, like, if you understand that from the jump, you should have some sort of safeguard as like, okay, this is designed to keep me addicted. Okay, so therefore, let me exercise the self-control to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I think there's something to be said. Like, it's not like people are doom scrolling on their computers as much as they are on their phones. The phones are wildly addictive.
That's
like
true. I
they
didn't think
are
about that.
designed to be that way. Right.
I never thought about that, but you're right.
But they're designed to be that way. I think educating people, perfect example would be that whole like the algorithm. If you lean right, it's gonna feed you. It's gonna add fuel to the fire. If you lean left, it's gonna feed you. It's gonna add fuel. So understand that. Be educated. Understand that because and also this is the kind of the dagger for social media. Social media is not the problem. We are the problem.
That's right.
Social media is a buffet of depravity, and you can get your pick, you can get your fill on whatever you want, right? So it's really social media really isn't the problem.
No.
Just
It's really not.
exposes
It might be designed to get you addicted, but here's the thing: you chose to get the first hit of that dopamine. You chose that. It's on you.
That's right.
You're the one that's pursuing it. You see what I'm saying? So I think that and with that, it's like, well, you know, somebody put it like this: like if you got a problem with lust, don't go to the beach. But also don't go around thinking that the beach is the problem,
That's right. Beach is the
because
problem.
you the problem.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Job made a covenant with his eyes that he would not look lustfully upon a woman. So it's not the beach. That ain't the problem. you're the problem, right? And so I think, understand that. And that's just kind of like a humility thing, because it's like, well, man, social media is not the issue.
That's right.
You're the issue. But there is something to be said, like the mental aspect, like your mental health is better when you're not on social media. But that doesn't necessarily mean that social media is the problem itself.
I like that you brought that, because that's true. It's a tool.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like, because here's the thing, dude. Like, I get a buttload of laughs from social media.
They're so funny.
I mean, I get a tremendous amount of laughs from social media, and not only that, but like
those babies telling dad
not only
jokes are
that,
the best.
you can share laughs with friends.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, watch this, bro.
Watch this, right?
Send
Yeah.
this to them, or
Yeah.
you watch it, and it's like, this is great. So it's not a bad thing, right? It can be bad. You see what I'm saying? And that's where it's like, well, no, as Christians, we need to handle it wisely. And I would say, like, dude, take a crash course on educating yourself about social media.
Yep.
And educating yourself about your phone
And
all that stuff.
and have a conversation, have a conversation with some adults in your life and say, do you think I'm on my phone too much? Do you think? And
particularly young people, have an understanding that
because if you do that, then what you're basically saying is you're adult enough to know you could end up having a problem.
yes, there you go.
Which, by the way, don't do it for this reason, but will communicate to your parents. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
My student is actually letting me be their parent.
Yeah, I like that.
That, let me tell you, your parents want to bless you.
That's good.
They want to bless you, and that's one of those things they say, I can actually continue to bless my
Yeah,
student.
I like that.
Yeah.
So
That's good stuff.
Amen.
I think I know it's in the context of sexual morality that Paul's talking about it. We have 1 Corinthians a lot today. That's cool. Paul says all things are lawful for me, but not all things are helpful.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like it's a tool, man. I mean, I will say this. I will stand the ground though. Like I bet, like honestly, probably almost everyone listening to this probably would be better off saying, for a week,
just put it
Yeah,
away.
delete
dude.
it.
Just to know you can.
Yeah.
Because if
But
you
the
can't,
entire history of the world, we
can't,
haven't
you're
had it.
addicted.
get rid of all of it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a fact. Well, yeah,
Um,
take it off your phone and watch yourself gravitate towards it, and that can get you to see how addictive it's designed to be.
Yeah.
Which can then make you hate it, which is going to be good.
Which, okay, it's
You
a
know what I'm
little
saying?
reverent fear.
Yeah, and then you can go back to it, and you're like, okay, like I hate this thing, but there's some funny stuff. There's some stuff that is like informative. There is stuff that like is nice like about it.
Yeah.
But it's also like, there's the downside.
There's a downside.
And it'll help you be aware of the downside.
And I don't know
even
if it's
more.
still the case, but the running conversation years ago was that the people who developed all these, they don't let their kids have it. They don't let their kids
Yeah,
have it
that's
at
true.
all.
That's
They
the way
say,
that
nope.
on Netflix, the social experiment.
It's a
when
good-
it
it's a
ended,
good story.
they're asking all these different
Nope.
people in Apple. I don't know if y'all seen this.
They didn't even hesitate. They were
Yeah,
like,
they're like, no, kids don't use it.
no.
Or if they did let the kids use it, it was incredibly restrained.
Yeah.
big time.
Incredibly restrained. Courtney found a cool thing on her phone, and I don't even want to re-download Instagram, so I'm not even worried about it. But it was she found a cool thing that like after like a 10-minute usage time, it removes the app from your home screen, and you can't even like you have
You
to
don't
like
see
go
it anymore.
search for. You don't even see it, and it was pretty cool. It's like every day like re-ups and it's on your home screen. Like when you hit that limit, like it literally disappears, and like, you can go find it. Like, you can
course.
go in like the search bar or whatever. But I was like, oh, that's. I think even stuff like that just brings awareness to you know what I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think it's a big deal.
even from us, and probably some students would say,
Just
no,
snap you
Steve,
out
you
of
don't know what you're talking about. This is not right. But I know, like, for instance, for any trip that we do in Tribe, it's a technology-free zone. And it's pretty obvious to the adult leaders that about Tuesday there's a different conversation level
Yeah.
going on with middle school
It's
students.
so much
Got to
fun.
They're,
detox.
they're with
Yeah,
each
dude.
other.
Seriously though.
You gotta do.
Yeah,
It's
it
crazy.
is. I mean,
They're with
it's
each other.
addictive.
So I have 2 more serious ones, and this one I think connects because we are more connected than ever. Hence, following 450 people, whatever. This person asked, "Why is it so easy to feel lonely when I'm surrounded by so many people?"
Because I'm sorry. Because you're surrounded by so many people is why you feel lonely.
What do you mean?
In other words, you're around so many people that you don't know any of them.
Yeah,
And by default, they don't know you.
yeah. That's why to turn the podcast into one-on-one because I know who asked it. I would encourage her. Sorry, I outed the gender. Sorry, but I would encourage her to put it into practice what I encouraged her to do last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Of
Come on.
dude, if you're in a room,
Thank you for asking the question.
yeah, I love it. Yeah, if you're in a room and you're like, man, there, because it's scary. This was so cool in John 10,
scary,
right? We're talking
man.
about the good shepherd knows me, right? He knows us by name. Is like on one hand, it's so comforting to be known, and on the other hand, it's so terrifying to be known. And if if you feel like you're surrounded by so many people who don't know you, because you feel lonely, right? That's the downspout of not being known. It's being lonely. It's like, man, have you given people a chance to know you?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, there's probably one or two people in your life that you could look at and be like, man, like, I need to tell you how I'm really feeling. And that's scary to tell them you feel lonely, right? Yeah. But I think there's a bravery that needs to happen. There's a courage that needs to happen to say, like, yeah, man, like, dude, I'm really struggling with this.
And here's the thing I would say to that too is, because you know it's best, if the first couple of encounters don't go the way you think they should, don't stop.
Yeah.
Because likely you're liable to go up to somebody and want to genuinely get to know them, and they might at that day have had a terrible day, chaos, and they kind of are cold towards you.
Yeah.
The enemy's going to say, see, told you.
Yep.
Look at the enemy and say, shut up.
Yeah.
Right.
And say, no, I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Because it's right. And I also know you catch me in the wrong day, I'm going to look like a beast.
Yeah.
But I don't mean that.
I forgot who I was telling that to the other day, but I was like, I think this is wise. It's like, dude, you have to give grace. When you have a conversation like that, you have got to give grace to people and how they respond, because you've been processing this conversation in your head.
Yeah.
They have not been. Right.
That's
so
right.
They've not been.
Point.
And
that's
so
point.
man, like, if you're coming with a conversation like that, give them grace to respond and be like, what are you talking about? You're not lonely.
And give them the backstory.
Give them grace to say, like, I understand, you know what I'm saying?
That's so true. Justin, that truth right there is huge for a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like sometimes, we freak out.
Well, we premeditate the conversation.
Yeah, because we've spent a lot of time in this issue, and then we talk to somebody who now it's their 1 second in the issue.
Yeah.
And then we judge them based on but you should know, they don't know the story yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it's pretty drastic, give them grace to process it in real time. Would you looking at their face?
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, you process this in your own room.
Yep.
Right. For a while.
For a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think you said something about that one time, and I locked onto that, where you said, please understand, you've been dwelling with this for months or weeks. Yeah. And when you're like, if a student needs to tell a parent something they've been struggling with, say, please understand, you've been dealing with this for a while. When you tell your parent, they're just finding out.
Yeah. They might freak out.
They might freak out. Give them time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what you do is they freaked out. I'm not telling them anything. It's like, oh, so you prepared.
Yeah.
Time.
For sure. I was gonna say one more thing and I forgot. Last serious one. If you're a believer, but don't get baptized, will you go to heaven or hell? I think they're referring. I know it too.
I do baptism questions a lot.
I like it. I think they're referring to John 3:5. That's what they said in the question. And John 3:5
Hold on.
is, and this is them. I'm not saying I think. Like the question, they said, if you're a believer, don't get baptized, we go to heaven or hell. I think they're referring to John 3:5. That's the whole question. And John 3:5 is, Jesus answered, truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born of water and the Spirit, he cannot enter the kingdom of God. It is important to say that's after Jesus says, be born again.
I just pulled up a cross-reference for born of water, and it took me to Ezekiel.
Bro, I'm telling, I got to read Ezekiel again. Josh, we're going through Ezekiel next fall.
You ready for this? You ready for this?
Oh, I'll give it to you. I hope it just like.
Hold on. I don't know.
If this fires me up, then we might stop going through John.
This is Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 36.
We're going to take a break.
Oh, give it to me.
This is Ezekiel 36. You ready? Oh, I don't even know. I will sprinkle clean water on you.
That's right.
And you shall be clean from all your uncleanness.
That's right.
And from all your idols, I will cleanse you.
Yes.
And I will give you a new heart.
Yes.
And a new spirit I will put within you. And I will remove, I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh.
Right.
And I will put look at what he does. We think God's a taker.
Let's
Shut
go.
up.
Oh man.
And I will put my spirit within you. And I won't even just put my spirit in there. I'm even going to give you a motivation. I'm going to cause you to walk in my statutes and be careful to obey my rules. But wait, I have free will, Lord. I'm going to make you do this.
Right.
I'm going to make you want to do this.
Right.
He's so good.
Yeah, water's not a reference to baptism in John chapter 3. It's not a reference to baptism. It's a representative. It's a a reference to this purification that takes place, right? But I think
Bro, we're going through Ezekiel next year. We're doing
love it.
That's
I
so.
love it.
That is.
The shirt
God.
ideas are going to be epic.
Gosh, dude, that's so good.
I love it, dude.
I can't. I gotta finish 1 Corinthians in my own
Zeke,
personal time because if I don't, but dude.
Zeke. You
Yeah,
gotta, I mean,
I'm-
seriously, you're gonna have when your high schoolers get married and have
bro.
kids, you're gonna say, "Why are all your kids named Zeke?" Ezekiel.
Well, the
Ezekiel.
grace of God.
Like that was a big
a
deal.
lot of babies.
Yeah, I don't think water baptism is John 3:5
No,
either.
it's
I think
not.
he's talking about physical
Yes.
being born.
Yeah.
Born of water.
Because you
And-
are born of water. When you're physically born, there's water, y'all.
And we
you
know
are
know
floating
that
around
we know that because of the context, because he said Jesus what he said, unless one is born again. So he's
That's
born
right.
of water, first physical
First
birth,
physical
but
birth.
then reborn, born of spirit. But to answer the question, if you're a believer but don't get baptized, will you go to heaven or hell? I think my take might surprise some people on this one.
My take is mess around and find out, dude.
That's so bad.
Oh,
Why
that's
not?
so good.
You know what I'm saying?
Brian, I love you so much. That's a T-shirt.
Mess around and find out.
You got
Mess
a
around and find
podcast. Right? Mess around and find out.
Give it a go.
Same thing about tattoos.
Just
Give it a go.
Give it a shot.
You'll find out when you get there.
Let
You know
freedom
what I'm saying?
ring. No.
I'm not willing to take that chance, but are you? You know what I'm saying?
Here's my take, and I think this surprises some people, because it's like, it's the I mean, I hate to say the word tension all the time, but it is, right? We're saved by grace through faith.
Big tension guy.
Big tension.
I mean, I think it's true.
A lot
It's
of tension
It's
over
a
here.
nuance. It's a nuance.
It's a nuanced discussion, but we're saved by grace through faith.
Ambiguity.
We're saved by grace through faith,
Yes.
right? So they're not of works, so that no one could boast. It is
That's
the
right.
gift of God. Ephesians 2:8. So, do you need to be baptized to be saved? I think we have to say no.
Right.
But
Because that question lays in. We have to do something to be saved,
yes,
and we've already have scripture that's pretty clear. It says,
yeah.
there ain't nothing you have to do. To
But
be
then
saved.
this is where I would say is on the butt of that. And I hate adding a but to that statement, but this is the James 2
That's right.
tension, right? Faith without works is dead. Is but if you say you're saved
Right.
and you don't want to be baptized,
What's the problem?
I have no confidence
Yep. I
that
got
you
issues.
are saved.
I got what? What are you doing?
And I hope you are. Like I hope that, like, you know,
And maybe-
mess around and
and maybe-
find
and
out.
that's
I
right,
hope.
mess around and find out.
I hope in the grace of God.
Or maybe it's just a little conversation of what? It's because I'm scared. I was like, I totally get that, man. What are you scared of? Well, I've seen it. It's just like, I don't want to stand up in front of everybody and get done. It's like, oh, okay. So it's not that you want to disobey.
Yeah.
You're just nervous. You're nervous about how we do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Or
can
how
say,
you've seen it
I'll be
done.
curious if you can attest to this, and you as well, is when I look back in the last 10 years of being a youth pastor, the students that have responded to the gospel on Wednesday or Sundays,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say pretty immediately
Yeah.
followed the Lord in Believers Baptism. Like,
deal.
yo, I get this. I'm following Jesus. Those students have borne tremendous amount of fruit
I think that's a good
compared to the ones that they maybe raise their hand,
Thank
they
you
walk
for
an aisle,
mentioning that.
and they fight baptism first. And some to this day, I'm still working with like bro, like if you follow Jesus, let's
go.
Let's go. What are we doing? You know, that's maybe a personal experience argument, but
Yeah.
I think I've seen that. And
think-
I'm not gonna call names in this podcast because I wouldn't want to do it. But
No,
I can see faces and I can call that.
It's almost like Jesus saved me. I got to get baptized. Let's
Yes.
go right now. Let's go now.
Yeah,
And then
and
down the road,
that's where I would say I don't mean to keep using no attention. That's what I see in the New Testament though.
it's like that's the media. Yeah.
It's to me. It's like I don't think it's just if this is a misinterpretation or
the
misreading, then tell me. To me, it seems like in the New Testament, if you're walking the streets of Ephesus or Corinth, whatever, and you're talking to Christians, like, hey, you following Jesus? Yeah, man. Oh, so you're baptized? Nah, just not yet. I'm just waiting.
They would look at you like you were crazy.
I don't think that would compute with them.
No, it wouldn't. Well, and
You know what I'm saying?
But I've told you this illustration too. I told you this story too. In a lot of Muslim countries where Islam is the predominant religion, that is the thing. You put your faith in Jesus, but have you been baptized yet?
Yeah.
Because they know
Just putting your money where your mouth is.
if you haven't been baptized yet, they're not as concerned. But if you get in the water,
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
really and truly in certain parts of the world, that's where families are waiting in the bushes. And when you go into the water, they come out and they hack you up.
It's
Right.
crazy.
Because before you got in the water and came out of the water, but when you did that,
Yeah.
now they're going to kill
It's
you.
almost like everything else is just lip service.
That's right.
Until you do that, I'd say, oh, you following Jesus. So yeah, so no. I mean, like a thief on the cross. Like no.
Yep.
But man, if
I have a sneaking suspicion that thief would have wanted to. If he
I
did.
think so too.
If
Yeah.
he had a different environment.
And it's if you're saying you're a
Different
believer,
circumstances.
Yeah, and I don't know how you draw the line. I mean, gosh, dude. To me, I'm like, if you say you're a believer, and you're just like, I'll just get around to it. I'm like, no, we're missing it, dude. Like, what are we like? Yeah. It's just really hard for me. I remember, I'm not going to name names, but sat with a student and his friend who invited him to church, and he responded to the gospel on Wednesday night, raised his hand, and I praise the Lord for that because like clearly the Lord did something in that moment, right? Yes. But we were sitting at breakfast a couple weeks later, and we're talking about baptism, and his reason he didn't want to get baptized was he had seen other people get baptized and no change happened. So he's like, I just don't see the importance. That was his thing. Gotcha. And I'm like, hey, bro. I'm like, let's read Acts 2.
And let me introduce you to so-and-so.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, let's read Acts 2. They repent and they were baptized.
Yeah.
Let's read Acts 8. Hey, there's water. I want to get baptized. Let's read Acts 16. Let's read 1 Peter chapter 4. Yes. Like, okay, man. Like, are we just gonna deny this? And if we're gonna deny this, and that's a problem. And that's where I say, man, I hope like that kid, to my knowledge, has not been baptized. I hope if that kid wanted to meet the Lord, man, I hope that he really was. I really do, and I believe you can be saved apart from that. Yeah. But right now, I don't have any confidence. Yeah. That, you know what I'm saying?
So let me create some tension.
I hope that makes sense in the way I answered that.
Can I create some tension?
I mean, clearly, I love tension. So.
Tension.
When we, if I would say that is also why I need to be better at the moment of the gospel and the call for the response. That call for response is not communicated that's your first step of obedience to show you're a Christian.
Yeah.
That's not. Baptism is.
Yeah.
So I see that hand, you stepping out and you coming forward or you raising that hand is not us going, that's how we now know you're a Christian. The Bible doesn't doesn't communicate that, correct?
I agree.
So
I agree.
So I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Right. But you can't, because I can literally see how somebody would say, well, I walk forward now that's all I need to do, right?
Yeah.
Because for some reason you communicated that was my public profession.
Yeah.
Your public profession is not you raising your hand and you coming down forward. That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But your public profession is you going under the water and coming out.
Yeah.
And the church family going, that's one of us. Right?
Yeah. Agreed.
It is. So it makes sense. So.
And I think you said this, but just like even further clarify, but I think you said it is like, it doesn't mean we don't celebrate the former. Like, I mean, yesterday, dude, like, holy cow, man, people were coming down
responding.
Front, like,
I'm like, praise Lord, make it so.
Yeah,
make it
like,
so.
Celebrate that, man. We were talking about that this morning, right?
If you're listening to this and you hear,
yeah,
you were there,
celebrate. Holy cow.
Seriously,
yeah,
praise the Lord.
So I hope that answers the question. I just got 4.
11 o'clock was great too, by the way.
I've heard it was. Yeah, amazing. Did you hear? This is funny. Did you hear I got saved at 9:15? Did you hear this?
Good. What?
Did you notice what happened?
Because you came for it.
I saw the altars. I saw the altars filling up. Shout out to Preacher Mike. They ain't no shot preachers listen to this. I hope he texts me and he's like, "Hey, I was listening 2 hours into the podcast."
I would love Preacher. We'll buy you a coffee.
I don't think he drinks. Does he drink coffee?
No, he doesn't. He's too.
We'll buy him some Johnny K's.
That'd be good.
We'll buy him Henson's next time.
If he replies and says, "I'll listen to the thing," Preacher will take you out.
Oh, that'd be amazing. No, so the altar's like filling up, right? I mean, that's like probably there's like 15, 20 people on 15. I don't know. I'm terrible at counting in the moment. But there's like at least 15. Well, and so shout out to Rob Wooders, my guy, who's like charge of altar council and stuff. I just knew like, okay, man, there's more people than we have like counselors, right? And a couple of young people went down with the high schoolers. Yeah. And so I was like, well, I'm up in the balcony. I was like, I'm gonna go down there and help Rob, right? So I walked that, and I'm coming down the steps, and as Preacher is saying, "Hey, we're still getting our time," he sees like motion, and he points over to me. He says, "We still got someone coming right now," and I'm walking down the aisle, and right down the thing, and I wasn't in obviously I wasn't in the thing, but Courtney was sitting with Brett and Anna, and he said they were laughing so hard. Because I boosted the salvation number that day. There's 21 instead of 20.
We're another one of those churches that youth pastor got saved on a Sunday morning.
Amen.
I've heard those stories. They make me crazy.
And
high school pastor finally got saved.
So I got a time and place now, Tim. I can point. I can point back. I got it, man. I had one when I was 12. Now I got 2.
We got 2. Let's just stack them on.
Well, 2 for 1. 2 for 1. Do you have any more questions?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sweet.
I got another. It's probably silly. Maybe not.
You just one more?
I don't know. I mean, Preston hooks me up.
I love
man.
Preston, bro.
He's hardcore, man.
I don't have a serious one left.
Oh, I like that. This was funny.
So we can just
this is the one my oldest son used to wonder, I think. Okay. And I love
a funny question.
Vasser's amazing. I want to be like Vasser when I grow up. I want to be like Vasser and Mathis when I grow up. Dude. He does vibe. That's the word. He has a vibe. All right. Why is it that other people can get away with doing wrong and I can't, and I get caught immediately? That's a gift of the Lord.
Because God loves you.
He loves you so much,
And honestly,
and might
straight up.
even love you more than that other person.
Well, could also be that you suck.
You
at-
don't do it.
Yeah. You need some training.
I mean, let's not go spiritual first. I get caught because the Lord nah, man, you just suck. You just ain't good at
you're not
hiding
good
stuff.
enough, man.
Yeah, you're not good at hiding
terrible
stuff.
at
bro.
hiding.
That is so
I
good.
mean, that
was
could
my,
be it.
That was my story. That was not very good.
That's hilarious.
I got caught so quick.
Yeah, it's either one or the other. You're really not good at hiding, or God's gracious.
Just gracious.
it
It's
is.
like, no, I'm gonna
He's
let you go.
disciplining his child.
It's like what I told Vassar
It's hilarious.
is if the Holy Spirit lives in you, what makes you think he doesn't talk to another person who's connected to you that the Holy Spirit lives in?
Yeah.
So when your parent goes, there's something up, and you know there's something up, I think that's the Holy Spirit. It's the same person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dwelling in both of
I
them.
agree.
I love that.
Yep.
Love that. What language?
Just not good at it. You're my
That's
How many
pretty-
fun
That's
ones do
really
you
fun.
Brad's my hero,
4.
dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Do I?
And then
You're my
I.
hero, dude. I love you so much. You're
What?
just not good at it.
Oh, sorry, I got 5. I forgot. What language? What language do deaf people think in? Braille, right? I mean, is Braille a language?
What?
That's for deaf people.
That's for
What'd you
blind
say?
people.
That's for blind people.
Lord Jesus.
Jesus Lord.
Let's move on. Let's move on
let's
before
just
we
Hey,
say something.
DC is not in Maryland.
Oh, my bad.
And,
DC's
and
not in
PC
Maryland.
So sign
is not in this
language.
room. So let's move on.
So sign language, right? That's what
Sign
they're
language.
thinking. Yeah.
Language.
Deaf people think in sign language?
Well, there has to be a language. 'cause
Oh,
they
yeah.
can
They think,
communicate.
yeah,
There's a
yeah,
language.
I guess you can see it. Yeah.
There's a language. There's a language because they can
They
communicate.
think in the language that they were educated
That's
to read
right.
in.
Whatever that is.
No.
It doesn't
I
have
just
to be
don't
verbal or
remember.
audio because it's not.
Shout out
It's
to
the
Ryan
language they were
Gray, my
educated
college
to
my
read.
college sweet mate, my sophomore, junior, senior year. I would never forget. It was the dumbest thing. I love Ryan so much. We're walking up to Watkins Teaching Center at Anderson. We're just walking up, no one would ever talking, and we get up there, and they have like the Watkins Teaching Center beside the door, and it's got Braille underneath it. And he just walks up and goes, "Watkins Teaching Center." It was so stupid.
Dude.
We still quote that all the time. It
So
was
here's the thing:
funny.
if you're watching or listening or whatever to this podcast, and you can't see or can't hear, don't quite know how you get, or maybe you're reading it, we would love to know the answer to this question. Seriously, like if you're blind and you're listening to
Put the
us.
subtitles
Brad, this
on.
could be what you ask Jesus.
No, but what was the question? What
language do deaf people think?
So if you're deaf and you're reading this by closed caption 3 hours in, you're my hero, and I hope they put hero in big font for you. I would love for you to write us a note and tell us.
That's amazing.
They would say English because I read it. What are you talking about? Or if seriously,
Hey, save us, rescue us, man. Give us another.
Okay.
Rescue us.
Back to one of my favorite moments of the podcast. I love when you played golf with the blind guy.
Hey, I love you
You're
too.
just looking for the ball.
You kept looking, man. The best. That was the best.
That was so funny.
That was a good day.
That was a great moment. Do you prefer Happy Gilmore 1 or Happy Gilmore 2, and why?
okay. Of course, I liked Happy Gilmore 1. I would on the merits of the movie. I would have to say I didn't like Happy Gilmore 2, but I loved all the references to Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, Happy
1.
Gilmore 2 was a trash movie.
It was a trash
I
movie.
only watched half
The
of it.
movie was so bad.
It was so bad.
It was. So,
But
it
the
was
callbacks were so good.
It was absurd.
Yeah. But in all the famous people.
Let's take a moment. This is what I tell everybody when I have this conversation. You have to appreciate Adam Sandler's genius,
Dude.
Because if Happy Gilmore 2 flops, doesn't matter. Everybody's gonna go back and watch Happy Gilmore.
That's exactly right.
And so he's making money. The
He's
revenue
so-
stream
And
is
record-
for the record,
insane.
it did not flop.
Yeah,
It
which
did
is
not.
crazy.
It was the
Because-
most watched video on YouTube movie.
Yeah,
on YouTube,
I'll watch
Netflix
it.
ever.
I'll
Yeah, I know,
watch it
but
again.
like,
I'll
but
watch
I
it
don't
again.
think people. See, I would never.
See,
watch
I'll
it
watch it again.
I thought it was that bad. Like
I know.
that movie was
And the thing
so
is,
bad.
and
I heard the second
realistically-
half was really bad.
Yeah,
Like, it was just
realistically,
awful.
I thought it was terrible too.
It was so bad.
But I just something about
This
dude.
the nostalgia.
It had 46.7 million views.
That's crazy.
And it's for setting a single week viewing
Go,
record on
Adam.
Nielsen with 2.9 billion.
I wonder how many people.
billion
I wonder how many people
minutes
didn't
watched.
finish it.
that's a good question.
Because I'm telling you, the movie was not
It
good.
was not good.
Like I think everybody tuned in. I think because the marketing and it's like, dude, this is a cult classic.
There are
Let's-
no statistics available. That's what it
It's a
says.
cult classic, right? Like everybody wants to watch this, and so but the movie was so bad.
Yeah.
It was over the top. It was absurd. I laugh out loud hilarious when his wife died though.
That's the whole movie. That's Happy Gilmore 1.
Wasn't that great?
It's the whole premise of Happy.
But no, Happy
It's Adam
Gilmore.
Sandler.
But the first
It's
one
the
was
whole
like
thing.
the first one wasn't like.
I mean, they literally sit in a creative room going, "How can we be over the top absurd?"
It felt Happy Gilmore, the original one, felt so low budget.
Yeah.
It's the difference is like the first Fast and Furious, radically different
So
than
great.
Fast and Furious 42 or whatever they're on.
You know, people are shocked.
like
When
I
the
say this.
Hollywood
Yeah.
production
You're right.
of Happy Gilmore 2
You're right.
was what was like. This
You're
is
right.
insane.
People are shocked when I say this.
What's that?
I have never seen a Fast and Furious
Are
movie.
you
You
serious?
should watch the first one.
You
First
should
one's
watch the first one. First one's
First
good.
one,
First one's
second
really
one, and the
Tokyo
Tokyo
Drift.
Drift.
Tokyo Drift, Too Fast, Too Furious,
Too Fast and Furious second one,
and
yeah.
then like the fourth one is good. Anything after
Yeah,
5 or
it's
6,
Over the top.
It's just
I just
Oh,
don't.
top.
I'll be on this block forever. I just don't enjoy movie. And it's probably like anti-masculine of me of like movies where stuff just goes fast and blows up.
That's not Fast and Furious. That's not the first one.
That's
No.
It's not that stuff goes fast and blows
Does get
up.
hit by a
There's
train,
a whole
though.
story. Like it's actually a good movie.
yeah, like the first 4 or 5. There's an actual
Everything
story,
blows up and goes
and
fast in
everything
the
is,
later
like,
ones.
Actually, like cars and street racing
I need
and
to watch it.
family.
Yes.
And then the next thing you know, they go to space. I'm like, bro.
It gets excessive.
They go to space
Yeah,
in
that's
Fast
what,
and
like-
Furious.
Yeah, well, like Fast and Furious 8 or something like that. They go to space.
That's
Then
so
the one
crazy.
before that, they fight a submarine. And then
Yeah,
they
it's
jump out
excessive.
of a plane
It's excessive.
into a mountain with a parachute on their car. Like that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like
that's not real. That is not real.
Okay, you're shout out to Josh's girl Jess Lavigny asked.
Hey.
There's a little inside joke to this. When will Andy Richter be voted off of Dancing with the Stars?
I didn't even.
Are y'all Dancing with the Stars people?
I used to watch it. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Not a Dance with the Stars.
So right now, me and Josh are suffering through because my wife loves Dance with the Stars. Madison Ledford loves
Yeah,
Dancing
man.
with the Stars. And shout out to Josh's girl Jess loves Dance with the Stars. So every Tuesday night at the Kinley house, we're watching Dance with the Stars. And so me and Josh are watching it. And yeah, I can't. I just do not like the show. But I find myself getting invested and I hate it.
Yeah, 'cause
do
you
know?
what?
Do you know who Andy Richter is? You know who that is?
No.
You know me some. You know who Andy
Who
Richter
is
is?
he?
Never heard.
I've heard the
Yeah,
name.
I
Keep
guarantee
going.
you both. He is you should be able to Google his name and it'd be fine. Like a picture would come up. He's Conan O'Brien's like
Yes,
co
he's
guy.
the guy that did the car thing, the car karaoke. No,
No. That's
he's in there too, right?
that's Gordon.
Yeah, I know the guy.
Whatever Gordon. Yeah, Andy Richter. He's in Elf. He's one of the writers in Elf. But he's like Conan's like guest. Basically he's like the guy that gives like great one-liners. And I love Andy. I think he's so funny. And so the joke has been like I don't care about Dancing with the Stars at all. There's not a single star in that thing that like I'm really care about. But he was the first one that I was like, oh, that'd be great if Andy made a run on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, it's him. Gosh, I feel like we're on the Joe Rogan show right now,
You see
pulling
it?
up clips to the internet.
That's Andy Richter.
That's Andy Richter, yeah. And so that's been the joke. So he made it through
love
round one, people.
Attaboy,
2
Andy.
eliminations already. Baron Davis, he got cut. I told Josh, I was like, Baron Davis was used to not winning the chip, so he's good.
Facts.
I was like, he's
Oh.
good. And
Too soon. Give
being
him
over
time.
in,
Give
being
him
over in
time.
Golden State, he was.
Golly.
So that's the joke. So he's probably going to get voted off sooner rather than later. Jess, that's the answer to the question. But I'm gonna enjoy the
Unless
ride.
he's great.
I'm gonna enjoy the ride till it comes.
I like that.
Last one I got. You got any more? You got any more?
I think I'm,
Oh, I
I'm
got
done.
2 more. Wait, because Rocky asked a question, y'all.
Rocky.
We
Does
need to have
she listen?
questions from the kids. Rocky asked the
Nope, I'm
question: how does God make rain?
That's a great question.
It's the question from my daughter.
How
There's
does
science
God
behind it. I don't know the science.
make rain?
Tell her there's science behind it, but we don't know the
Dude,
science.
that has been, I will say, that's been one of the funnest things about having a kid that's getting to the point of like asking questions right now.
Yes.
Is like just, and gosh, Lord knows I don't do this
So
perfectly. Holy
Rocky,
cow.
I got a question. So Rocky,
Uh-huh.
when your mama makes cookies,
Mm.
how does she make cookies? There's a lot of ingredients.
Okay.
I like this.
that go into the
Gosh,
cookies.
that's
Didn't know where he was
that's
going.
a vet right there. That's
Didn't
a
know
vet.
where he
There's a
was
It's a
lot.
vet.
There's a lot of
It's a
ingredients
vet.
that goes into the cookies, but when they come out the oven, they're what? They're delicious
They're
cookies.
cookies.
God, there's a lot of things, a lot of ingredients that goes into that wet stuff coming out of the sky.
What a
When it
veteran.
comes out,
What a
it's
veteran.
just
But
rain.
it comes out.
What a veteran. That's a grandpa right there. No, but I've loved, and I Lord knows I don't do this perfect. Holy cow! But like moments where like you can just like tell your kid about like who God is and God's goodness. Like the other day, she asked me like, "So, Daddy, like, why did God like make animals the way He did?" And I was like, "Babe, I was like, because God is really creative."
So
and I was like, in the same way you like create, and I was like, and you just get a pen and you start drawing like random stuff. I was like, babe, I was like, that's what God is. Like God's so creative, He does it. And I like again, Lord knows I don't do that perfectly. But like that's been so fun that we've hit this window where like, yeah, dude, those windows are there to like tell her about like who Jesus is and tell her who God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's been so fun.
So good.
It's been so fun.
But creation, what does it do? Shows His glory.
Shows His glory.
Even kids go, why is God? How did God do?
Okay, last question I have. What do you like best about fall? What do you like the least?
Oh, God.
Cleaning up leaves.
You're not a fall guy?
Dude.
I love fall.
I do not like
What?
fall.
Do you really?
Is it because of the allergies?
It's so seriously, I think it was this year, it was something about our summer this year
which doesn't exist.
that I was like, dude, fall, like, because fall, to me, so in the South, fall is like this non-existent season.
Yeah.
Like, because it's fall right now, but I mean, today it's 68 degrees because it's raining.
Yeah.
It was like 85 last week.
So
like for me,
Fall's
don't
very
like
quick.
all
It's very
that.
quick.
I don't like the leaves changing colors.
What?
Yeah, like what's the big deal? They change colors. You know? It's cool. What do you want? What do you want me to do? Like go like just
pick some apples.
Yeah, like you want me to like
you don't ever pass.
You want me to put a flannel on and go pick some apples? Like what do you want me to do? What is there to do in fall?
You don't ever pass by the
you want
trees?
me to carve a pumpkin and get a PSL from Starbucks and light a candle? What do you want? You want me to watch Gilmore Girls? What do people want? What is fall?
What is every white girl
fall?
thing we can do?
That's what fall is, a white girl season. That is what. Who likes fall? White women. White women like. Best part of fall? College football and playoff baseball. That's the only two things that are good about fall. Playoff baseball and college football. And but that has nothing to do with the weather, the season, nothing. That has nothing to do with anything.
I know the little blurb I'm gonna put on Instagram as a highlight for this podcast is Brad ranting on fall.
That's I don't get it. I don't get the obsession.
You don't think leaves are pretty?
Dude, what do you want me to like about them?
It's just pretty.
Raking them up.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like, I'll look at it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's not. No, there's way more beautiful settings than leaves.
You tell me on the Blue Ridge Parkway
Yeah.
and seeing all the colorfulness in the leaves and the mountains.
Yeah.
You're not like, dude, that's beautiful.
No, I'm like, that looks cool.
Okay.
I'm not like in awe. I mean, like, I'm not. It's not. It's just not. It's not.
It's
like,
not a destination.
There's nothing to it.
It's a thing you drive by.
It's
to your
literally
destination.
they're dying.
They're
Like, what do you like about fall? What do you like about it? Do you like the weather? If you like the weather, just go to the Northeast in the summer. If you like the cooler temps, just do
Put
that.
on a sweater. Wow,
you don't need to like rant and rave about fall.
You know what?
And your cozy little nonsense.
I
Your
think
little boots and all this stuff. What are we doing,
I'm
man?
now officially a fall
doing?
hater. It's a white girl summer. It's a white girl.
Don't worry, I'm not a hater. Don't worry, I'm not a hater.
I'm just serious.
And this is where I
I
associate.
like Thanksgiving.
Well, I associate.
Me too.
Oh, Thanksgiving's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I associate fall with football
Yeah, of
and
course.
playoff baseball.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
And because of that, fall is awesome.
It's great.
Yeah,
great.
but that's it though.
I'm down with
That's
it.
it.
I'm good with that. That's awesome.
And it got nothing to do with the weather, the vibes, or anything. It's just college football and playoff baseball.
It's awesome.
Crazy part is I don't like the thing I don't
And
like about the
football.
fall is I got to clean up all the leaves, and I don't get to cut grass because the grass is done. I like cutting grass.
Yeah.
And so those two things, I'm like, it's a whole season of no cutting grass,
yeah.
and it's the start of sad times.
I would say, what do we like the least? What do I like the least? I do agree with you where we go from like 85, like need a t-shirt, to like, oh, I need a hoodie. Like,
Yeah,
bam.
that's right,
Like,
yeah.
there's not a lot of like,
Yeah.
or a hoodie and jacket. Like, there's not a lot of intermediate. It goes.
Well,
from
what I like the least is people when it goes into what they call the burr months, September, October, all this nonsense, and they're like, that's when we need to put the fall decor out. What are we doing? It's 85 degrees outside. The pool is still open in your neighborhood, and you out here with fall decor. Stop. Just give it time.
It's fall, y'all.
Let it. Yeah. Give it a rest. Let it progress. We live in the South for the love of everything. What are we doing, dude? It's not here until like Mid-October.
That's
when fall actually arrives in the South.
reality check brought. To
Wow,
us
that was
through
not.
Brad.
You
weren't ready for that.
I was not.
Yeah.
I was not. Speaking of, I'm done. Y'all done?
I like fall
Y'all done?
movies.
We got to
though.
talk about the Panthers.
What I was gonna say.
Like
Well,
fall
we said we were gonna update.
We got to bring it up.
Well, we said we're gonna update every time we recorded it. So last time I'm on the record for saying my panic meter was at 2.9.
Yeah.
So I'm here to provide an update on the
2
panic
point. Was
meter.
it 2.9?
I think it was 2.
for the Panthers.
I think it was 2.9.
What is it now?
So this is after we just. What was the
I
final score
value
today?
your opinion.
You got-
42-13.
Jeez.
Huh?
Got
42-13.
raced yesterday.
But we won 30-0
Against
last
the
week.
Falcons.
Okay, so
At home.
So my panic meter
So
at
either,
home.
either the Falcons are ridiculous.
Okay, my panic meter. I know it's building anticipation. It's only slightly going up. It's a 3.2.
Okay.
That's right on the record. Reason why is I'm concerned about the coaching staff, man. Like I was
Wow.
concerned after Jacksonville because
Okay.
I'm like we just looked so not ready to play week 1.
Atrocious.
And I watched that game yesterday, like special teams
No
mishaps,
adjustments.
which in their defense, special teams was great against Atlanta.
Right.
But the special teams mishaps, the idea of like, bro, we drove right down the field, like first script looks sweet. That first drive touchdown, I texted like, I don't know if I texted you or not. I texted I just a couple of people. I was like, dude, let's go. That was awesome. And then to not make any adjustments,
No adjustments.
to like,
'Cause that's the
there's
coaching
no,
Your
that's
coaching staff can't make adjustments, and we obviously can't yet.
Yeah, and it is. I will say it is tough that Coker got hurt. The Thielen trade is looking tough right now, looking really tough because it's painfully obvious T-Mac is our only threat as a wide receiver right now.
And everybody
Because they
else
just
knows it.
clamped him yesterday,
And everybody else knows it too.
Yeah, they just clamped him yesterday. I think that's why it's slightly up. It is. I'm just a little nervous if Canales and the squad
Because is this their third year or second year?
this is his second year.
Okay.
I don't think they have it.
Yeah,
You would
okay.
just like to see positives. You don't think the coaching staff has it?
I don't think the organization.
I don't think the organization has it.
I don't think the organization has it.
That's what I don't know.
I think it's topped out. I think everything's falling apart.
It's falling apart.
I think so.
I'm not there yet.
I really do. I think it's been fell apart. I mean,
Were you saying this on Saturday after beating Atlanta 30-0?
yeah, I was. I was saying like, okay, cool, maybe they'll win, and then they got drugged.
It was bad. Yeah, it was really bad.
It was really bad. They started looking.
So it's like, okay, so what happened against?
Well, here's
Atlanta?
the thing. So realistically, Panthers fans are watching.
Did Atlanta win yesterday?
Yeah. So here's the deal. We're watching
be
last
watched.
week against Atlanta, and we're going, wow, this is different. I like it.
Yes.
We watch Sunday, and we go, oh, the Panthers are back. That's a problem.
Atlanta won yesterday.
When,
but see, that's
when
what I was saying.
when the Atlanta game is not like when it's like this like, oh, maybe we're gonna when that's the feel instead of, oh, this is us. And then when you play New England and you're like, oh, this is us.
This is us.
That's the problem.
Right now, New England.
Well, yeah, but you're
That's the
gonna
problem.
be there forever though until the corner eventually gets turned.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But
When's
do
it gonna
you
happen?
see the
No,
corner?
that's what I'm saying.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. The panic
there
meter should
even-
be
But
a
I'm saying
little higher.
I think you have to view the season
in our road? Is there even
as
a corner
a
on the
whole
horizon?
more and like because that's what's so crazy because you said Atlanta did win yesterday. Dude, the NFL week by week is insane.
It's ridiculous. Man.
like literally the
I don't know
Falcons
if
are
I
terrible
love it or
last
hate
week.
it. Is that you just?
I think
never
that's
know.
where you have to view it as a whole of like
Yeah, you got to give it top.
you got to view as a whole as like
Yeah.
let's see at the end of the year because like think about this like if you look at last year we weren't playing as good as last week until week 13 week 12
Yeah.
and we played a really great
Okay,
game
I
last
see your
week.
point. That's a good
You know what I'm
point.
saying? We
That's
played a
a
really
good
great game last week.
So we did it early.
And I will say this is where I'm not like crazy bumped it up is the Cardinals obviously we gifted them 7 points. Bryce can't fumble that ball. But it's like dude like we did not look that bad that game apart from the first two possessions where we basically gave them 14 points. And so it's like, obviously you can't do that. That's why I'm not like crazy. Johnny Sprinkle, shout out to my pessimistic friend Johnny.
I love Johnny.
He said
Johnny.
his panic was at a 9 to 10.
We still.
It's not a 9 to 10, but
Well, here's the crazy part because I was watching this game through every once in a while through naps. But
Love
what
that.
is up with the
Amen.
Ravens?
Oh, get him!
Did they lose?
Yes.
Okay, I stopped watching.
They gave up.
Tim's a Ravens fan, Josh.
Okay,
Did you know that?
unless there's some medical emergencies happening on the Ravens squad, I'm looking at your top tier
Give us
running
your-
back standing on the sideline, and then I'm watching your quarterback that looks fine to me decide he's done and he's going to sit out and bring it
give
back
us
up.
the
here.
reasoning.
He had a quote
That's
unquote hamstring injury.
See, and I'm thinking to
But
myself-
he got sacked. I don't know.
He
He
got
got
tore-
4 times. Our defense line is completely horrible. Our
Your offensive line. you mean?
offensive line,
Yeah.
my bad. I mean, both of them.
Yeah,
Defensive line, we cannot do anything. We can't stop any progression.
Yeah.
Offensive line, we're going from like 1-10, 2-7, and then we go 3-15.
Yeah, so here's the crazy
part. Like, what are we doing?
Because here's the crazy part. I'm thinking to myself, look, dude, there's 12 minutes on the clock. It wasn't like 12 minutes, and Lamar Jackson decides, I'm done for today.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, if anybody's going to score 3 touchdowns in 12 minutes, it's going to be you, brother. And he just literally took a pink slip.
Like they blitzed us so much.
What was the problem?
Sounds like I need to check up on the Ravens game because this sounds like it was in.
And I'm thinking, what's up with the coaches? Because this becomes a thing where do coaches look at their players and go, yeah, I can't make him do this anymore. I can't make him go in. He's pretty much tapped out. You know what? So a coach goes, I can't make this $500 million ball player. You're going to go play whether you like it or not.
That's one of the problems with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get hot, he's done. Like, if he doesn't make good, consistent throws,
Yes.
5.
Not a lot of grit there. You're saying?
Yeah,
Because on the other side was a quarterback who would literally play with his ankle hanging off of his leg.
Who'd they play?
Chiefs.
Oh, Chiefs.
And you're looking at a team that will not quit. From my opinion,
When did the Ravens and Chiefs play?
yesterday.
Oh,
And so, you see what I'm saying? I mean, you're looking at another team, the Chiefs, where I do believe Andy Reid could say, get your butt in there and play. And they'd say, yes, sir. I'm going, let's go.
Yeah.
And they would go through.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, it was gone.
I was so locked in
It
on
was
the Ryder Cup, dude.
maddening.
I mean, through the Ryder Cup, I was locked in.
It was, the rider.
Lamar Jackson only threw 3 interceptions, and he only had, I think.
Is your microphone on?
No.
Dang it.
Lamar
I think
Jackson
we're here.
only
You're
had
making all these great points.
3 interceptions last season, the whole season, 3 interceptions, and he only got sacked, I think, 5 times.
Yeah.
He already beat that record.
Yes.
Only in week, what is this, week
3?
3? Week 4 of this new season.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what
Something's
is
up
going
with
on?
Lions.
Well, I think also that's the fear of like when you have an incredible year like Lamar did.
He
It's
did.
like you're not repeating that.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
bro,
Like that,
come
just
on.
like the chances of repeating are so slim. Like you got to come.
And
back
I want
down.
Lamar to be great, dude. I want the
He
brother
is
to be-
good. He just
He
needs
is
to
good,
get
but
out
he's
of
not
his
great
head.
yet. He's not great. That yesterday showed me you're good, but you ain't great.
Yeah.
Because greatness is a totally different level in the athletic sphere, and he ain't. Yesterday was a click back for me.
I still can't believe he's been as good as he. I just never thought at Louisville.
He's so good.
I
When
just
he's-
didn't think he was going to be like
Bro, he's sweet.
multiple time MVP. Like that run he
So
had
there
against
he
the
goes.
Bengals, that spin move against the Bengals, that he had, that's still the filthiest.
So good.
Ah, it's
So yeah,
so good. I tell you, he's a freak. Now we're talking about football. Derrick Henry
he is a
is
freak.
insane.
man.
But something's going on, man.
The fumbles are bad. I know he's
But,
fumbled
like,
twice.
He already beat his own record
Yeah.
from last season.
So is something going on
Man.
in his head?
3 fumbles, and he only ran. Like yesterday, he ran for 43 yards. The game before,
He only
that-
ran for
Yeah,
40.
he spent more
43
time on the
yards.
sideline than in the game.
Yep.
Weird.
And then the one.
I stand
before
by it. He's
that-
still a freak, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he's been in the league for how long? 12 years now.
He's
See, here's the thing, and I don't know.
Late 30s.
Tim, you would know more than I
early
would,
30s.
so I'm just going to speak. I'm looking at these guys, and I'm looking at their faces, and Derrick Henry to me right now looks like he's clueless about something.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
Something's
he's
going
always
on.
kind of giving that vibe.
You're right,
Maybe a
but
little
there's
bit.
like there's a little, but maybe I don't want to over exaggerate, but maybe it's like I'm afraid
think
to
he-
touch the
Like,
ball.
what does he do? Does he smoke a lot of pot?
I don't know.
what's the
Maybe.
vibe?
I don't
know.
What do you? He's just always. Is he?
Well,
does
no,
he
Derrick
look
Henry.
dumb
To
you,
me, Derrick
Justin?
Henry always looks like
He's getting chill. He's chill.
disinterested to me.
Yeah.
I always feel like he's looked that way.
So I hope
Like I'm
he's
just
okay.
here. I don't think he.
engaged.
I don't think
Because
he is.
seriously-
I don't think he is because you can't be as like athletic as he is in
Yeah,
shape.
yeah.
You can't be as good as he is and not be. But just vibes wise, he always just looks like when camera goes to him, he's just chilling.
Yeah, because full
That might just be
disclosure,
my opinion.
not a Ravens fan, but when I watched them play at the beginning of the year, I was thinking I would really love to see Lamar and Derrick Henry just rock the league this year. To see
Yeah.
Derrick Henry just completely mull over
I'd like to see the
people
Bills
he
do
did.
it.
Yeah, I want to see the Bills do it.
I'd like to
They
see
did it
Josh Allen.
against
Sean
us the first
McDermott.
game.
I mean, the Bills are kind of like the Panthers. You know,
Yeah.
they got Shaq Thompson. They got Shot Tuttle. They got all kinds
Yeah,
of.
Kind
the
of like the Panthers of old.
They're the Panthers
It's a stretch.
North Campus.
See Steve Smith dogging Charlotte. Did you see that?
So,
You see that last week?
Steve,
Steve Smith.
the place that made you a billionaire. Good job.
He's well, yeah, it's funny because the national. You already said he was dogging Charlotte fans for just. He used some colorful language, but basically whining about the Panthers. And national media grilled him of like, dude, you think it's bad in Charlotte? It's like New England won like 6 Super Bowls in like 15 years and starts
Guess
getting
what?
dogged the second they. You think it's
You
bad
don't
here?
know how bad it
You
can
don't know.
be.
Go to Boston, bro. Go to New York. What are you talking about?
Straight up.
Boys, it was fun.
Good job, guys.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you,